The white doves. The white doves fly up into the light. With relief, you realise that you freed Beren and Tulia from their eternal sleep, from the torture of hundreds of years apart, their eternal love burning inside of them and making them suffer beyond all imagination, and for a length of time that you still don't really understand. And as the light washes over you and you feel just this sense of calm and love just washing over you in the room, and Ulrich's demise just sort of leaves that all of the evil just sort of dissipates out of the room, and as you do, everything just goes white, and then you see just a plain field. None of you really feel like you're seeing through your own eyes at this point, but there's a field, and you see a woman stumbling into the field. The field's just plain as far as the eye can see, and you can see there's tears in her eye. She's staggeringly beautiful, and in her hand she's holding what's left of an apple. It looks very much like the one, well, it looks just like a really beautiful golden apple, and you remember something about an apple being used in a pie in the story, but she's just staggering along, and then you hear this voice, this beautiful female voice, sort of speaking to your soul. You can't hear it from your ears, and you don't really know whether you're seeing with your eyes, whether this is a shared vision, but you'll look back and remember that all of you experienced this same moment, even though you can't explain how you experienced this moment. When you hear her say to you, "Thank you. Thank you. For generations I've been tortured, held back. I thought I killed the love of my life, but you have freed me. And there's one task I ask of you before I leave this realm. And in return, I can offer you gifts that will help you in your quest."
Sure thing.
You see the image. Watch and understand, she says, and you see her staggering. You can see almost through her eyes. It's like you can choose to see whether you're seeing at her, looking at her, or looking through her eyes. In fact, it's hard to tell whether you're seeing one or the other. You're kind of experiencing the moment through no one sense of perception. She's taken this gold ring off.
First and third person.
You can see that her eyes are just red with tears, and she's holding on to the remnants of this apple core that's been chopped. And you can definitely see it's an apple, and there's some seeds in her hand, and she collapses to the floor. You can tell she's been running for a long time, sweat's glistening on her skin, and as well as the tears in the eyes, you can see that her dress is muddied and torn, and she's just crying into her hands. What have I done? What have I done? Oh God, I could never forgive myself for what I've done, but I had to save him. She gets on her hands and knees, and she just starts digging into the ground, plunging her hands in, pulling out wads of soil. The soil here is wet and sodden from rain that's recently made the ground very soft. So she digs quite deep quite quickly, and she places the ring in the ground, and then she puts the apple core in the ground with the ring, and she buries it up. And then she just stands up and staggers off. And then the moment fades and she just disappears. And then this strange moment overcomes you as you sense time passing. Hundreds of years just start flashing by in moments. The sky is rotating night and day, night and day. And slowly you see this seed germinating into a tree. And the tree grows and grows as the years go by, until in the middle of this plain, you just see this one tree and you hear a voice. I didn't understand what I had done. I thought I had killed my love. I returned to my father, but I was broken. And you see her returning, and then you get a sense. You see strangely, you get your vision starts to blur, and you think you're gonna see something else, and then the vision zooms in on the tree itself, and you can see at the tree. You can see that there's some sort of hole in the tree. The vision's there for just a moment, and then you see this beautiful city in the plains. So the plains look quite similar to where you were just viewing, but this is obviously a different place. There's an immense castle and a huge village around it. It's not a city that you've ever seen or heard of, but you can see the plains look very familiar. Some of the backdrop to it looks similar to where you'd seen the tree, but you're not sure where this is. And you see Tulia, she stumbles into the grounds, and you see blurred images over time. You see her going back to her father, Pericles Ironfist, and she's like destitute, and she doesn't see, but you as viewers start to see that something's wrong with her father. Her father's eyes stare vacant, and you see this handsome young man sort of walking into the room, and the father saying, Ulrich will be your husband now, my daughter. He will inherit our kingdom. And you can see her begging, just, no, I've told you before, father. And you can see that there's a strange image where you can see her father talking, but there's an image of this huge demon with mighty horns just standing over the body of Pericles with these strings attached to his hands. And it's almost like a vision of a marionette doll just being controlled by this huge demon. And the scene fades again, and you see the wedding, and she has this wedding ring put on, and as you do, you can see Ulrich standing proud, but as you look at him, you can see his eyes glowing red as the demon from within starts to shine out. This demon you recognize as the one you fought in the temple. However, as you kind of just absorb the scene, you see from yet behind him this huge demon with these horns that curl out, just again dangling with marionettes, but this time the puppets are Tulia and Ulrich, and there's just flashing scenes of Ulrich starting to take over this city of suffering and of torture, and you see the inhabitants slowly being tortured and mutilated. Ulrich himself starts to take on demonic features. Tulia realizing in absolute torturous agony that she's allowed Ulrich, by marrying him, to take over her kingdom. Pericles is just now like just a puppet leader under Ulrich's control. And you see images in darkened rooms of humans going in, prisoners, women, men, children, being merged with beasts, and demonic powers being used to fuse into these new joinings. And you can see Ulrich standing tall, going, behold my joinings with these warriors at our command. We shall dominate the lands. All of the world will be ours. And you can see that Tulia, desperate, realizing what she's done, you see a scene of her just standing on this meadow and a dagger in her hand, and she drops the dagger and there's blood pooling everywhere where she slit her wrists, and she just collapses to the ground and dies. And you can see an image, you get a final glimpse of images. You can see Pericles, the father, discovering the body, and just basically breaking. And as he does, you see the strings of the marionette doll that are holding the king in place start to break and wither away. And he sees in this moment of clarity that he's been fooled by Ulrich, and that he's being controlled by this demon. And he goes crazy, and he summons the men loyal to him, and he charges towards Ulrich's room to basically banish him. But Ulrich, with his joinings, just take control, and there's a huge battle. And it almost looks like Ulrich's going to lose, and this demon suddenly descends into the city. And there's a huge explosion of light, and the whole city just slows, and you can see the people just go running, and they stand still, and you can see these joinings like, and Ulrich just staggers from the city with a few of his joining warriors and just runs off from the scene as the city starts to fades away, until you can look at it and the city's gone and it's just open plains. And then you find yourself opening your eyes for the first time, and you realize that now you're back in your bodies again, and everything feels just suddenly very heavy, very cold, very damp. You hadn't realized while you were having this vision that your senses were just basically completely controlled by this vision from Tulia. But you hear a voice in your head. Retrieve the ring. Bring it to my father. Release him from his eternal torture. Free the city. Free Pericles. And then the vision fades. And you find yourself back in the room again. You're sort of standing there, staggering around. You see Tiller looking around at you. Are you okay? He's kind of helping you up, and you realise that you're sitting on the floor. You're surprised because only a moment ago you were engaged in battle, and then you saw the doves fly away. Paige, you've still got the sword and the ring on. And indeed, you remember from the vision the ring that she buried with the poisoned apple seed, the seed that she thought had killed Beren. That has become a tree now from the vision, that the ring is almost identical to the one that you had on, just more slender and smaller. And you remember her saying to retrieve the ring. Tiller just, are you guys okay? There was this incredible battle. We couldn't get in. And then there was this blinding light and you just collapsed to the floor. I feared you were dead, but as you did that, there was more undead rising from the graves. We turned to fight them. And then as the light exploded in the room, they all just slumped to the ground. Are you
When
okay?
you say we, it's just you, Tiller. What are you talking about? We're good.
Oh, I didn't collapse to the ground. You guys did.
I know. We've just defeated the Demon Prince, you see. I'm just going to look around the room to catch the eye of my teammates, as in, like, we've all seen the same things.
We kind of give you the eye contact back of,
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
I don't know.
When did we take them mushrooms, guys?
Okay, so you see
We're
around the
The other day.
yeah. I mean, you look around the room. There was obviously some beautiful tapestries here, and as I mentioned before, paintings and things, but they've all completely corrupted over time. Everything here is very worn out. You would imagine that centuries must have passed since this was built. Many centuries. This is an ancient tomb that has never been opened before, until you guys entered, until Beren, the skeleton of Beren was allowed to be able to enter and break the spell that bound the doors. But yeah, Jimmy's outside, I think. I seem to remember.
For the church.
He was on top of the church.
He was perched on top because he was a bit
Yeah.
fucked. What do you guys do?
We're off to go to Frozen City, the wonderful city of Frost.
Well, you've cleared off the curse. You actually need to get back. Some of
Oh,
your
yeah,
stuff
I'm
is.
gonna get back and embrace the praise for a little bit.
We need to get our stuff as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
Tiller.
yes.
So you're still in to take us through the Eternal Plains, right?
Yeah, I know all the routes to take and the places to avoid.
Right. We might need to make a pit stop within the Eternal Plains. We'll tell you later. Don't you worry.
Going to a city.
Pit stop.
You need to take the safe route. As he's walking back, he just talks to you. But I'm assuming that you're travelling back to the town of Tordheim as
Yeah.
you're talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said you can't stray from the paths. If you stray too far away, the beastmen get you.
Don't you worry, we got this.
Ooh.
We just slayed a
Mhm.
demon thing. Do you not think we can handle some beastmen?
The men
Yeah,
of-
demon prince, you know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I
A
mean,
demon prince. Not a little stable boy.
well, I mean, don't forget I told you before about the frozen city. I mean, there's
Yes, that's Frozen City. Yes, I'd like to go there.
no. You do not want to go there. That's where the beasts are.
Don't worry, Tilla. We won't go there. Just you'll show us if it's could be nice
Yes, we
sightseeing.
Yes, because it sounds wonderful.
does sound wonderful.
I'm gonna keep winking at Aleph. Like,
Yes, I got you. Yes, yeah.
okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. You remember from your vision that individual tree wasn't too far from the city. It's
Do
strange
we
'cause
know where this is?
when you try and recall it,
No.
you can't recall the specific visions. It's almost as if just the moments were imprinted on your soul. You can recollect it and you know, but it's not a memory like a normal memory that you would have, which has all the sight and the sound and the senses and the smells, whatever. It's more like you kind of in your soul remember it. It's very strange to recall. But if someone was to say to you, whereabouts is the tree? You'd be like, well, I know from the tree the city's there, and yet you don't remember what the tree.
Around.
Yeah.
We have no idea where this tree is.
You walk back into the town, and it doesn't take you long to get to the inn, and you see that the leaders that you've met before are back there again, and you're welcomed into the inn. What happened?
Hello, all. Hope you didn't miss us too much.
What
Yes, we
happened?
just solved your 100-year-long problem. No worries.
You lifted the curse. This is Sandra talking.
We
We
think so.
believe we have. I guess time will tell if that's the case.
Well, the church is good to go back to now, so
The dead do not walk there anymore.
Okay. Well, the priest, Ustart, makes a prayer. Well, let's all join in prayer. Let us pray. Let us
oh
understand.
yeah, sorry, I don't believe in that stuff. I'm just going to dip out of this one.
He starts to pray, sort of seeking through his vision to sort of sense the purity of the ground. And after a few minutes, he opens his eyes and he says, "It is true. The curse is lifted."
Yes, we slayed a demon prince. Isn't that quite impressive?
One of the miners comes bursting into the inn. Ustart, are you here? He stands up. Yes, my son. Yes, my son. She's gone into labour. Quick, will you come? He looks terrified.
Oh, I beg
You
you.
remember him as the miner earlier that was talking about his wife and about the pregnancy.
Oh, the really tired one that he dragged to the pub.
Horse-eating one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Clearly the
Ustart runs off. Let us hope the curse is truly lifted. We need a good news this day. As you sit there with Sandra and Morg, he's also sitting. You can see that Morg is looking quite different now. Whereas before he had almost like a thuggish expression. You can see that the last 24 hours of and actually opening up about what he'd done at the church all those years ago has kind of lifted a bit of a weight that was keeping him in a dark place. We will do all we can now, this is Morg speaking, we will do all we can to aid you in your endeavour. I'm going to go and get Briar. I have an idea. He also leaves the building. And you see that Thomas comes over with some food. You must be hungry.
I'm famished. Thank you.
I've prepared you some more fresh meats and breads.
I'll have some banana loaf, thank you.
There's some banana loaf as well, from the bananas that we don't grow here. We had them imported from the south. Purest African bananas, beautiful, succulent, and really, really out of date. Which is why we turn them into
One of the
banana
square
bread.
bars.
Yes.
I can taste that.
Taking a step back from this for a second, you basically have a beautiful meal. Sandra talks to you for a little bit about what happened, and you might open up a little bit about that. And Briar comes back in with Morg. He's obviously gone to get him, and they're discussing ideas. And they sit around. Okay, this is Briar. It's great to see you again. Congratulations, I hear. This is fantastic news. You slew a demon, I'm told. Tiller's talking about it to everybody. You notice that Tiller went off to see his wife to let her know that he's safe, and he's been basically going around the town just telling anybody that will hear it about the fact that you guys slew undead monsters and took out a demon. So there's quite a crowd outside starting to grow around the inn. They're obviously all very, very, the Lantern Bearer has never been so popular because they're all just basically hanging around outside of it. Briar looks to you. I've been giving this some thought, and Morg's had a really good idea. I'd like to propose that, because we cannot offer much in the way of men to your war to the north, but there is something we can offer, and that is weapons and arrowheads and spearheads. We don't have the wood here to make the bows. We don't have the wood to make the spears or the arrows, but we can certainly produce the heads. We can produce swords, axes, some.
Well, I do love a good head, so.
We can produce some basic breastplate. It's probably the quickest thing we can do. We have an incredibly rich mines here, so I can offer
Amazing. Anything that helps the war effort.
It's going to be very beneficial.
As long as it doesn't put your town in jeopardy, then we would greatly accept your offer.
Well, we will speak to. We will take the. We will take the. I don't. Give me 2 seconds.
Maybe
sorry.
you should make some armor. I haven't seen many people in proper armor.
I just said I'd make breastplates. I haven't got time to make chainmail. That'll take too long. But I can knock out a very basic breastplate. Normally you don't. I mean, there is a tanner here, but he's he could try and make some. He probably would only have time to make a sort of a leather undergarment to go with the breastplate. But a breastplate is better than nothing, and it protects most of the vitals. So with speed, we can knock out breastplates. Not pretty ones, not ornate, not engraved, just a shell, basically. Morg's offered to offer his services for free with his men. I'm offering my services for free. Obviously, we will try and get some coin back over time because we are not wealthy here, and we don't have many men, just enough to basically transport the stuff to the north. But we will do all we can to arm, because you can get a lot of people to fight from Norenholm, but we don't have a standing army, so we don't have weapons.
Yeah.
I mean, they do, but there's a lot of axes and things. But if you're going to be
Nothing wrong with a
fighting,
good axe.
if you're going to be fighting against an army and you haven't got a lot of skilled warriors, then having shields and spears is going to be far more effective. And bowmen as well. You're going to need a lot of bowmen, and I suspect a lot of the hunters will be good bowmen, but not very good in combat. And if you can field, 1,000 or so archers, you could fill that sky with black shafts and bring a lot of hell to the orcs. But they need arrowheads, and
I do like raising hell. Great.
well, it's raising an army. It's all I can offer anyway. I'll
It's plenty to the efforts. I can't think of a better use of the resources you have here, to be honest.
yeah, we will probably take them straight to Yargal and the Oringas, given the fact that Oringas is kind of like the main rally point. It's just south of the big pass through which the Mothers and the Ice Peak Mountains side to. Yeah, that valley, all the way up to the ruins of Quan. we will pledge that. And I hear that Tiller is going to travel with you to Christensen.
Yeah.
This is
Yes,
good.
indeed.
Yes, he can probably help you if you're looking to raise mercenaries with the Black Ravens.
Well, yeah, he said he's got a mercenary troop of 3,000 people, didn't he? So he has a company.
He knows a guy.
He knows the guy. Well, he used to belong to the Royal Ravens when he was younger. He came up here to escape his past, whatever that past might be.
We'll take him straight back into it.
Yeah, so you got two companies to speak to. You've got the Scarlet Company, and you've got the Black Ravens. The Scarlet Company is the one that Wendell gave you information to speak to Thomas, and then you've got the Black Ravens as well, which is going to be who Tiller can help you with, and then you just got to negotiate your way and see what you've got for the money you've got.
Yeah.
Well, if Alex stops spending all the money for me,
You motherfucker.
Ginger, help.
I'm assuming you're going to spend the rest of the day here resting. It's fantastic news, by the way. After about 3 hours of labour, you hear the cry of a newborn baby ringing out across the town, and you can see people literally just weeping with joy. There's been so much death here. You can see one old lady just comes up to you. I know it's not proper, but thank you so much for slaying the demon and saving us. We will call out your names for generations to come. We've even talked about building statues to you. You cannot understand what you've done for our town.
Well, would you like to take a drawing now so that you remember what I look like?
Yeah, I was thinking the rest of us are going to be like, nah, it's okay. And then Aleph is like, hail me.
You can see
Hail me.
one of the
Use
town
the
Tell me,
stone
like,
from
one of
their
your-
statues to make mine bigger.
one of the town artisans comes over later with some
Oh,
chalk pencils.
You know what,
So-
though? Aleph would just be like, I tell you what, instead of statues, maybe you could sell your souls to my god.
It will be fine. Don't read the terms and conditions.
Yeah. Have I told you about Asmodeus, leader of the Nine Hells?
So, are we being drawn or not? What's going on? I need to
Yeah.
take Ginger out.
Yes.
We need to get
Yes.
into
So basically, they
appropriate
have.
positions.
If you don't mind, basically after dinner that evening, but before you rest up, and by candlelight in the inn, and everyone just watching, this guy sits down and one at a time just sketches you out.
I'd like my foot up on the
Alice
chair.
one is fantastic, beautifully rendered. The one of Gayton, he seems to get your features, Gayton. Oh
Jason's
no,
probably making a big effort not to
Be
get drawn.
involved,
So
yeah.
Paige,
Big
your one looks disastrous. I rolled a 1. I can't
Do it
hear you.
again.
Instead of drawing page, you
Can't
draw
hear
the
me?
person next to
Yeah, I
her
can hear you.
and
You want me
just
to draw it
confuse.
again? He says. Let me do the fair princess Freya, and then I will see what goes. Oh my God, rolls an 18. Yeah, he does a stupendous portrait of Freya, capturing not only her beauty but her grace and
See,
her
I like
regal
to think-
nature.
One leg is up on a chair, and I've got one because I've still got the whore who's braided my hair. She's like flicking something like tea towel or something, making my hair waft in the wind.
Oh, you got like a wind machine, a whore
Yeah.
wind machine.
Charlie,
Sure.
you want to move your mic slightly away from your mouth? Or...
normally have to pay extra for that.
And he comes back again to Paige. Okay, second attempt. This is going to be my final attempt. Fucking hell, I roll a 5.
Unbelievable.
He captures the lion quite well, but for some reason he keeps making you look like a boy.
Unbelievable.
I've never drawn
Species.
I've never drawn a halfling before. I'm finding it difficult. I'm sorry.
Unbelievable. I'm just gonna walk out.
Yeah.
Ginger, come on.
You look at the picture. It basically looks like a male child standing next to a lion.
I'll look at it and
Unbelievable.
I'll be like, "Oh, I don't know what she's talking about. I think it's brilliant."
Yeah. What's going to happen is about 3 years time, as this passes, the story will become, oh yes, it was Gaten and Alith and Freya, and I think Gaten had a page, a young boy who rode a donkey.
Unbelievable. Have you seen that this is what I look like? How does that look like a boy?
Because he wrote one.
He just struggled. He only draws humans. Give him a break. I can see the page is going to come back to Tordheim. Why are we going back to Tordheim? Very important trade conversations. Draw me again. No, what's going to happen is Paige is going to go to Jornheim, find the best artist in the town, get this amazing
Back to
portrait, and then just basically post it back to Tordheim.
Well, I have Animal Messenger, so I can send it via
Oh,
Animal.
Yeah, you
thanks,
could.
Paige. That's amazing.
Dear shit artist, this is what I should have looked like if you had half a skill.
I
Love
may be half a
Paige.
ling.
The female halfling. Bastard. There you go. Sends it off. All right.
If you do go for this plan and the other artist and Gary rolls another one, it's going to be hilarious. You just turn out looking like a grum or something.
Yeah. What's this little half-orc child? Not a half-orc, I'm a halfling! And I'm not a child, I'm a beautiful
Watch your
luscious
mouth.
lady.
Watch your mouth.
The next day, you get prepared. Horses prepared, fed, healthy, brushed down. You notice that some of the stable hands have given a good brush to all of the horses, and their manes are now silky smooth. They've offered another horse for you to be able to have some of your belongings on, and you prepare to
I
go.
have 5 horses.
Yes. No. Yes.
We had 4, but
We had
Paige
3.
was on the back of Gaten, and one was a pack mule. So now we've got.
Oh,
Now we've
yeah.
actually got a pack mule and a horse each.
But now we've got another horse that's a pack mule.
This is
They can
true.
share the load.
I've been riding with Alith, by the way, not Gaten, because 2
Oh.
of us combined is still lighter than Gaten.
This
Okay.
is true. You set off on the horses. It's a beautiful morning, actually. You start off quite early. It's actually still a little dark. The sun's just starting to rise, but you're keen now to get on. And Tiller's quite keen as well, because he's a bit nervous about going across the Eternal Plains. And
Why is he keen then?
he's keen to get back to Christiansen to see family. And it's a chance he never normally would get, because he obviously is employed by Tordheim town. So yeah, you basically set off, and the place is quite good. And for the first day, it's just a pleasant ride. You start to suspect that maybe the fears were a little unfounded. The ground's firm. There's no specific path that you're walking on or riding on, but the path here is pretty firm. There's the soil is not turned over at all, and there's like a ankle length grass in many places. It starts off with a lot of farmers' fields, so you have to sort of work your way around the tilled fields. But then as it opens up into the plains, you notice that the ground becomes very unsteady. So whereas it looks, as you look out on it, it looks like a plain, but then as you're close to it, you see that it's made up of hundreds of tiny little rises and dips and little cracks in the ground and bits where there's like pooled water. It's very chaotic ground here when you get close to it, and you can see it's very mossy as well in places, almost boggy actually, and it must be quite hard to farm, which is probably why it's been left. And you ride like that for the rest of the day, and then you set up tent that night. The glamping tent comes out. You set Jimmy on watch, I'm assuming, unless anyone says otherwise. Tiller offers to take a watch.
We need to be clearer with his instructions. The last time he just watched the fire until we realised
That's
that
true. Jimmy, this time, let me know if anything happens. Like literally, if there is a giant, let me.
Right. If it's a giant, I'll let you know.
If there's big this time, Jimmy. Right.
I'm just
Anything-
joking with ya.
Anything that isn't natural wildlife that isn't going to try and eat us, harm us, disease us, rape
See-
us.
You can see he's trying to
Anything-
think of loopholes. Right. Yep. Okay.
No, I kind of want him to keep waking Aleph up so that he gets like a short rest.
Aleph, there's a deer about a mile away.
Have,
Apple fell from a tree. I've never seen an apple fall before.
Yeah. No.
Jimmy, you're not going on watch. Other man, you can go.
Tiller.
Illa.
That's
Well, I can take a watch, he says, but I can't spend all night up. I also need to rest.
oh fuck. Oh, fine, Jimmy. Just don't wake me up unless it's going to hurt me, please. Thank you.
Don't
But
wake
if
you
it
up
has
unless
the
it's going to
rest of us,
hurt
that's
you.
fine.
Right, got it. Night.
The rest of us, that's fine. Thanks, Alice.
Yeah, you wake up in the morning, slaughtered bodies everywhere. Morning, boss. Lovely day.
Look, I don't need a long rest. I'll play with Ginger a little bit. We can split with Tilla because we had a long rest in the town anyway. So I'm not risking it with
No,
Jimmy. Just saying.
You will need a long rest. You've been travelling all day. You've been on your horses for about 12
Oh.
hours.
Oh.
You're exhausted.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I use the spells a lot.
Nathan will happily take watch at some point. First, second, third.
The second day transpires very much like the first. Nothing comes to you during the night. You could say this was quite a beautiful place. There's sort of small bushes and clustered around pools of water. The ground rises and falls and dips, and sometimes you have to be a little bit careful because there's cracks and fissures in the ground that go down into little sort of deep cracks. You can see in places there's like black rock showing through the mossy ground. And as you get further on, you start to see more and more of these jagged black rocks just sort of jutting like rotting teeth out of the ground, like in various angles here and up there. It's a strange landscape, and it's definitely very much different to the ones you've seen before. Because there's no natural farmed fields. You don't see any sight of humanity for, well, it's been 2 days now, and you've seen nothing that looks vaguely like humans have been nearby. And these rocks, they look aggressive. That's the only way of putting it. They don't look like the soft hills around the Iron Hills. They don't look like the mountains of Ice Peak. They're basically like the ground's shifted and rocks have just emerged in various places over time. You even see some strange rocks, and you noticed it more and more, that you see a lot of rocks that seem to have like... oh, that is not the right background. You see that there's certain rocks, and they look like they're smoothed. You would almost imagine that being like a rock in the water, but obviously there's no water here. And after maybe another 4 or 5 hours, you see more and more of them. But they look like they're sun-weathered for generations, but there's a definite sense here that something flowed through here. Basically, this used to be under the sea millennia ago, and there's still rocks jutting above the ground that have been weathered and smoothed by water erosion. So sometimes you find rocks that have got holes running through them. One's big enough for you to even walk through. It's a strange but exotic landscape that's quite appealing. You get to the end of the second day, and you're quite enjoying the ride, actually. You can see that Tiller is getting more and more nervous. You can see his hands gripping tighter on the reins, and his face getting paler as he gets on.
You're right, Tilla.
Yes, it's fine.
What's wrong? I can see you're getting a bit jittery.
Nope, I want to do this journey. It's fine.
Okay, whereabouts are we on the map at the moment, by the way, Tilla?
You are...
Let's base Eternal Plains type in the middle as our anchor.
Yeah, so basically, if you're looking at the map, which I haven't got up on the feed, but if you've got
I
the
am.
image, I've sent it to you.
Yeah.
You are about you're about half a day from the signpost that says Eternal Plains on the map. So it's
Gotcha.
it's going to take you about 5 days to get across this.
Okay.
And that's the quick route, basically, depending on what happens to get to Christiansen.
Well, I'll keep everything Tulia said in mind, and I want to be really aware of my surroundings during this trip.
You think it's about 5 days. The difficulty is when you've been travelling so far, you've been able to canter quite a lot at various points because you've been on roads and paths. Even when you're going between Yargal and Tordheim, there are sections where there was paths. This is just all rough, natural terrain. So the horses are just basically strolling quite casually because it's too uneven underfoot for you to do any sort of speed. And in fact, if you tried to canter, you would just start to risk breaking legs and having to have the horses put down.
Wow.
Yeah, so you have to keep it slow. So you're thinking about 5 days. You notice that Tilla's a bit close-lipped about it. And he confesses that he can't remember how many days it took him to get across here. Normally, people go all the way around, and it's about a 2-week journey, as I mentioned before. So this is the shortcut way, but people don't take it very often.
Who's got that much time?
Yeah, well,
Right, Alex?
there's normally people. I mean, people aren't normally in a rush to get to Nurenholm because it's a very peaceful place. Everything has its pace. Everything has its time. If you know it's going to take 2 weeks to get there, that's what you plan for. You don't think about it. Tilla, while you're traveling, Tilla does explain that at one point, occasionally people do risk the Eternal Plains if they're in a rush for something, but they don't always make it. In fact, they quite often don't make it.
Well,
why-
they're not.
We're not people.
Well, indeed.
I am half god.
We are able-bodied.
I'm gonna, by the way, during this trip, I want to keep Ginger. I want to see the limits of my box. So, like, how long can Ginger stay outside his box? Does he like outside? Does he like traveling? This is Eternal Plains. This is like his natural habitat in a way, as far as I can understand.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's not hot enough for him. He likes hot.
Is it not?
weather.
Okay.
No.
I thought it was much hotter and I was hating it. Okay. All right.
No. It's still cold.
Yeah.
It's somewhere between sort of 6 degrees and 12 degrees. So you're not freezing to death, but you're not sitting there bloody boiling either.
All right.
You can still see the peaks of the ice peak in the far north, and there's that sort of slight hazy sense, even though you're miles and miles away from it. Yeah, you're not. You're still within a week's travel of the deep snow, and you rest up again on the second night. By the third day, you wake up in the morning, and you can see mist slowly rolling into the tent. Tilla,
Into the tent.
into the tent. Yeah, just sort of wafting around a bit. Tilla opens the flaps on the tent, and you can see it just going in. It's almost magical. You can see like a really low fog just curling around the landscape, oozing down into the cracks and crevices, smoothing its way around some of these rocks. It started. 'Tis what I
What?
feared.
What is it?
Just the mists. Just the mists. But
Right. Detect magic.
okay, yep. You cast a spell. You sense nothing. This is just
Oh my God.
natural fog.
Okay.
Basically.
What?
It's a
What?
heavy precipitation layer of dense water that's being vaporized by an upper sunlight that's creating this sort of layer in the ground. This is a natural phenomenon that happens on the plains because there's little to stop the sun, but there's a lot of humidity, a lot of fluid in the ground. These marshy grounds, as the sun hits in the morning, causes the sort of the overnight dew to raise up. But it is haunting. It is haunting, and it seems to move almost like milk. If you poured some milk into water, and you'd see it just sort of start to roll and separate, but still keeps its own shape. That's what the mist is doing. It's kind of like hugging the ground and rolling around.
What's so concerning about this, Tiller? Why are you so uneasy about this?
Are we going to get hunted by the beast men?
Don't joke about it, Aleph. I saw one of them once. I didn't travel to Tordheim alone. I travelled with my brother.
Tilla, were they scarier than the Demon Prince? That's what I'm worried about.
How many are there?
I don't
Are we
know.
going to get surrounded by an army, or are we going to be ambushed by a few stray dogs?
I don't know. I honestly
Well.
don't know how many there are. I mean, I was beset by maybe 2. They
Oh, we can handle 2.
they look like rats, the ones that I fought. But I've heard stories of beasts of all sides, boars and wolves and bears, even the worst of them, and even exotic creatures of a make that I don't even know from
Something
other
like-
lands.
Satyr.
Sorry, Alan. Did you say
Classic.
Minotaur and Centaur?
Centaur.
Centaur.
Satyr.
I don't know, but the ones I
classic.
saw, I've been told that the ones I faced were the lesser beasts, but they were terrifying. Their faces like giant rats, but with a pallid, pink, fleshy, sweaty, furry skin and teeth like daggers.
Are these
You-
things like Skaven from Warhammer?
A little bit, yeah. Those particular ones, but I've heard stories of others. We need to tread carefully, watch the way the wind blows, be careful of which way our scent is going. If we can avoid them, we can get through this and we can get to Christensen within another 3 days.
At what point are we going to tell him our actual goal, team? I whisper this to not him.
So we keep it in the dark as long as we need.
What did he ask? I didn't hear.
At what point are we going to say we kind of have to go to that big city that he doesn't want to go to?
That's why I'm looking up for it constantly.
you
So
don't
I'm
know-
kind of
Yeah, you don't know where it is.
Should we not ask?
exactly. I'm like this, just looking for it. So don't you worry.
Jimmy, if you fly like 100, 200 feet in the air, can you see
Yeah.
a city anywhere?
Good idea, Alan.
Yeah, Jimmy flies up. He shares his vision. He opens the port to share his feed to you. Boom. You go milky-eyed, and Gaten starts slapping your face. No, he doesn't. But you kind of like, and all you can see is this mist just hogging the ground as the sun sort of slowly comes up, and it's almost like you can see shafts of angel light from the sun just bursting onto the ground and evaporating and creating this mist. But as far as Jimmy can see, there is no city anywhere.
It's
Which wins?
a hidden city.
I mean, from your vision, remember the city was
Okay.
huge. I mean, you don't have
Wasn't
much of a
fading.
reference point because you're used to small villages, but you've heard stories of cities.
I
Well, I
thought
don't
the
know.
city was fading, so
Mm,
wouldn't it be
Not for
harder to see?
auraphylactic
It
use.
was fading.
You're not supposed to sniff it.
That's what I was saying. Is it invisible?
Do you say this to Tilla? Or are you still talking separately from Tilla?
Probably still talking separate.
Okay. Depends
We'll
on
ask
what you
him.
remember.
Right, well, I'll just ask Tilla then. Yes, Tilla, about
Yes,
that
my friend.
city that you don't like. You know, the one that is cursed or
Ice City.
something. The frozen city, the ice city, the city
Yes.
of death, doom, I don't know.
I saw it
Yes.
once.
Yes, where is that?
It's
Just
nowhere.
out of curiosity.
It doesn't exist.
Then how
was-
did you see it?
I was tired.
Okay,
Where were you tired?
that's cool. Yes,
Well,
yes,
I-
where was
I
If I was to tell you, you know me, Mr. Magic, right? If I was to tell you if there was something magical about this city, that made it not visible.
Well,
Would you remember roughly where it was? Because
Well-
we're just sightseeing while we can. You understand how it goes.
I don't understand. But you are the heroes that saved Trondheim, and I will do all I can to help. It was the
Well,
same day I...
Tell him the actual truth then.
Well, I'm trying. Don't interrupt me. And I will
No,
tell
no,
you my
I'm
tale.
asking the other guys if we should tell him the truth.
What other guy?
Everyone
These
else.
guys.
Oh, right.
Telling us.
He
Well,
went,
it was the same day that I'd lost my brother. I had travelled on. I was bleeding from several wounds where the claw marks had just eaten into my skin, but thankfully they didn't bite me, for they bit my brother to death. Anyway, and I remember I should have stopped and rested because it had gone dark, but I carried on. And as I travelled, I must have been delirious, tired, just exhausted, because in the distance, I remember the moon came out and just shone on the landscape. And in that moment, I caught this glimpse of this vast city in the distance. And I blinked my eyes, and I just couldn't believe it, because the plains, there's no city here, but this city was vast, almost as big as Jornheim even. I remember a castle gleaming white in the moonlight. I remember the walls, the crenellations, the city, but it was strange. There was no movement. It just felt like a picture, frozen in time, painted onto the landscape. But then, as quick as it was there, it was gone. I mean, I blinked and it was gone, and I just thought, and it was getting dark because the moon had gone behind the clouds again, and I just thought maybe that fatigue was setting in. The scratches that I bore from the battle earlier were just weakening my mind, and so I travelled on, and I never saw it again. And over the years since that happened, I've spoken to travellers, and there's been others who've talked about the mysterious frozen city, but no one's ever spoken about it more than in myth and stories. The saga poets sometimes talk about the frozen city as they travel around with their tales of princes and princesses and demons, and as they do, and heroes, lots of heroes, blonde, blue-eyed heroes saving the day. And I've not seen it since, but
I'm so sorry about your brother, Tilla.
thank you, Paige. It's painful to bring up the story again, to be honest with you.
I know. Let's move away from it. But we do want to see the city. Well, not the city actually, but have you ever seen like an apple tree around here? Any trees on the plains?
There's no trees on the plains. Not that
Well,
well.
you've never seen one ever.
Oh, fuck!
What happened?
I rolled a 20 for his memory check. A 20, nat 20. Jesus, proof check. Boo, 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 boo.
Give me, Tilla.
Actually, now that I sit here and the mist rolls over us, I do remember there was a tree the night I saw the city. I remember as I turned and travelled on, the moonlight glinted off this massive, impossibly huge tree. Not far from where I was standing at the time, but then the clouds obscured the moon and it went dark, and I just carried on. I remember I travelled through the night that night, so lost in grief. It's hard to remember, but for some reason, being here now, it's just brought it back to me so clearly. Clearer than I've ever remembered. And I remember there was not just rats. I remember there was a wolf beast, but they walked like men, and I even heard one of them speak. Strange fell creatures. And they
Well,
wore the rudiments
that's
of clothing
insane.
as well.
Oh, Tilla.
I wonder if I'm assuming all these beast men are actually the citizens of this port and city.
What? Where did you get that from? Says Tilla.
I don't know. Idea.
Don't listen to Alice, Tilla. So about this tree, since you're now on a roll, do you remember where it might be?
Yes, I mean we will pass it on our route because I'm taking you back as best as I can remember it, the way that I travelled all those years ago. When I
And
left
we passed
Christensen.
it, you say? Or
No,
is
no.
it-
It's well,
whoa.
it's well within the day's travel. I mean, I remember I'd travelled for a couple of days into the plains with my brother.
Sounds like we need to be there when there is moonlight to see this thing.
There was a moonlight. I remember it was a bright moon. It wasn't a full moon, but it was certainly at least 3/4 moon, and it was shining a beautiful light. It would make the mist glow blue. You know, that kind of blue light that comes from the moon sometimes.
And it wasn't visible once the moon went behind the clouds.
Sorry, what was that, Gaten?
The vision, like the view of this city and the tree, faded once the moon went behind the clouds.
Yes, it did. Yeah, at the time that didn't seem to be relevant, but the more I think on it, you're right. I mean, when the moon was out, I could see the city. As the moon faded behind the clouds, the city disappeared. But then it was a cloudy night, and I never saw it again. And I was so... I mean, if you were to lose your brother, you would understand. You know, your mind is not on such things at that point. You're just grieving and running.
Mhm.
I was only young. I mean, I'd been employed in the Black Ravens for a few years, and I'd seen war. You know, I had fought men, but it was organized. It was structured. There was battle lines. It was simple. You know, you were told what to do. You fought other men, and you either lived or you died. Most of the time in those mercenary battles, you tended to either surrender or were victorious. You know, there was never a survive to the last man sort of thing, because you're not fighting for love or for home. You're fighting for money.
Yeah.
So, you know, so I'd had some experience, but to fight these mythical beasts was beyond me. I hadn't even really thought about it again until we were at the graveyard and I saw the dead walking. You know, you heroes, you people of story that seem to be traveling on my path in life right now, and one that I will always remember. You seem to take such things in your stride, like mythical creatures, but to me and to most people, such visions would destroy our soul. The fear would eat at us. You are indeed
Well, I didn't want to
stuff of
brag,
legend.
but hero.
It's more stuff of necessity.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Gaten. And out of all of them, you are indeed the most modest. But you know, even you can't hide the humble brags you make of destroying the ice trolls and the army of orcs and taking on the drows and the driders. Basically, over the last couple of days, you've been talking to him about some of your adventures because there's nothing else to talk about. So you know, you've been relaying some of the ridiculously epic stories of what you've been doing. You can see, you know, as you talk about some of them, if you talk about the dragon especially, he starts to glaze over with this kind of like, how much of this is true and how much of this is lies. But, you know, the truth is so grand that you don't need to lie. You have indeed trod a unusual path in the last 2 months.
Don't smash the trinket, Freya. Do not do it. He's not worth it.
I'll prove you wrong.
Yeah, Freya's like, check out my dragon!
Don't make me.
I have animal friendship. I will claim it as my own.
You're my friend.
Speaking of animal friendship,
Yeah.
I've messaged you, Charlotte. On yes, you know they keep talking about beasts, but now he said that they can speak. It's out of our league.
It's out of our league.
They means they have intelligence. So, oops. Anyway, Tilla, let's not burden you with your brother's loss. Let's just make a move. A day's worth so that we can catch the moonlight.
You travel through the day again. The mist makes it hard, and a few times you see the horses stumble as they struggle to see the ground. Even, I mean, by the midday the mist is gone, but then by the early evening it comes back again. You stop for dinner. You're exhausted, but you're still planning on travelling on. He says the tree cannot be much further, and it is getting late, but We should stop now and eat, I would suggest, and then we can carry on again. So you stop and take a rest. You're just eating away on your travel rations, and then you hear something echoes across the landscape, and it
Bang. I was making a sheep noise.
Deep noise to the point we couldn't really hear it.
And the theory is like, me.
you hear a lone wolf.
Well, guys, seems like it's the right time to light my candle of bless.
Go now.
No, we're gonna.
You see
fire
Tiller
some
look
rocks.
nervously around. There are no natural wolves out here.
Maybe we should return its call. Lure it to us and then slay the beast.
Before that,
Mimic a wolf, you can.
so
Been around them long enough.
Then I had a wolf friend once, so I look forward to having another.
That's why
I've
everyone
never-
gets so much damn attention is because of wolves.
Sorry, Paige.
sorry, Charlotte, you said you're lighting your candle. Did you light it?
Not yet, but I will. If
No,
we're
that
going,
was
when we go to
mid-
sleep, I'll light the candle.
The mist is actually flammable.
These beasts fart, indeed.
Well, I'm hoping my tent, because it's magical, won't catch light.
I wanted to try lighting my candle, that's why I'm asking. I haven't tried it yet. Oops.
Which one did you get?
Pink.
Wait, are we heading out or are we resting?
You're resting. You can have a short rest, basically.
What kind of time are we getting up, roughly?
It would be a short rest anyway, because my candle allows us a long rest and a short rest. With a bless.
Great, so my detect magic comes back. Yay.
Or should I just start popping fireballs around?
I mean, you can if you'd like. Would you like to pop the fireball before I have the candle?
Trying to think of anything I can... Well, wait, so if we're waking up before...
Just want to light a campfire. Fireball.
Are we waking up before midnight?
I'm ready.
Me too.
No,
Yeah.
I'm ready for the pink candle.
Are we
Oh
all
my
doing
God, I'm
this
so-
now, are we?
We're doing all the candles.
No, but I'm lighting my pink candle in the tent.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I've got to look
We've
it up.
got a candle of bless.
I'm smelling it a little bit. Does it smell good?
It smells
You still haven't
amazing.
answered my question. Are we waking up before midnight?
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
yeah,
no
no.
idea.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
basically about 6 o'clock at the moment.
Then
the
I
sun
roll
has-
my dice.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, right. Your dice. Yes.
So, right, let's find out the candle first.
Be
Then you
ready.
can have your dice. Paige is ready and raring to go.
Okay, guys, if I fall asleep again, wake me up at about 1 past midnight.
Tell Jimmy to do that.
There'll be some loophole that Jimmy finds, and you won't get up until like next week.
Probably.
It's 1 past midnight. A week later.
Fine.
Okay. Roll your d20. Are you
Oh,
doing it
wait.
now?
Candle.
Oh,
Find out what the
does
candle
the
does.
candle involve us all just falling asleep?
Okay, as soon as you light the candle, so you're lighting the pink one as well.
We're lighting everything. It's just...
No, sorry. No, I thought I had a pink one and that was unique and no one else had it. So did Freya had a different one as well.
I had a different one. I have my floral candle. That
Yeah.
Well, don't light all the candles yet. Let's find out what Paige's one does first.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
We don't need us all just falling asleep and missing out.
It is lit in my hand. I'm looking for a candle around me. I can't find it. Oh my god, I want to light a candle right now.
Yeah, I've got loads of candles in the house. I've got joss sticks, but that one's already burnt down.
I can get a candle. We've got like 500. I've got a candle.
Darkness.
You know what? I found a pink candle. No.
You've actually got
Seriously.
a pink candle.
Yep, I got a pink candle. That's how accurate I am.
It's a method actor.
Exactly. I am a method actor. I mean, you might have noticed that by now, Charlotte.
Right.
This one for you. This is your one. It's not floral, but this pink one, which looks different on the screen for me.
It's gold
Like
to me.
gold on it.
Yeah, it's golden.
Shh, it's pink. Shh. Shut up. Yes, Gary, where were we?
Yep, I'm just telling you now.
Tell me.
Okay. It basically acts like a. Hold on. G.
Like a G. What? You
G.
get Ali G just pops out the candle. Solo gig performance.
I feel like I'm in an Ed Sheeran gig.
Where is it?
Let him last too long. The wax is going to roll down the candle.
I know, onto my laptop in a minute.
Glyph.
Glyph. I can search D&D and Beyond if you want. Glyph.
I just rolled 100 d20s on Wizards.com, and I only got
Why?
1 and 29 ones.
Wow. So that god you've been worshipping maybe is not the best, eh?
Who knows?
just
We'll
rolled
find
the
out in a minute when I roll.
rolled the D20 actually on D&D Beyond, and I just got a 1.
Aw. I know, I keep doing that by the way. It's very addictive. I keep pressing all the buttons.
Roll.
Yeah.
Okay, as you light the pink sword, you see
Pink
this
sword? I'm lighting a pink sword?
Sorry, pink.
Candle.
As you light the pink candle, you start to see this pink shape take form. It looks like a halfling, but it's in like a bright plate mail. But the plate mail is pink, and it has a pink shield and a pink sword, which is why I said sword. And it's like
Right.
a spiritual guardian. It stands over you in the room, hovering.
Get out. Hi.
In that, do not leave.
I just used
What?
all my luck.
Who are you?
I am your protector.
Oh, is your life as long as this candle? Oh. Gotcha. Cool. I'm gonna put this back.
Yeah, so basically you
I'm
all
hoping the
saw
candle
like
is
this
actually bigger.
pink armored guardian halfling. It looked like a halfling paladin of some kind. But it's in like a beautiful emblazoned armor, but it was ethereal as well, so it kind of hovered. You didn't see its legs. It was kind of like, it kind of tapered out from like the smoke. So the smoke kind of just turns into the lower half of the legs of her body, and you see this just plate mail and the helm, but you can see her face in it. It's kind of like an open helm, and the shield and the sword.
Alright. That's my close range compatriot. Gotcha. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, one thing
Nothing's
about
happening
that
here.
candle, by the way, if you light it, the only way it goes out is if you blow it out. So you can't,
I just did it literally.
yeah, it can't,
Protect her.
it can't be blown out by a natural wind or anything.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right,
Alex,
so you,
turn to roll your dice.
Did you do it?
Fuck!
9.
God damn it.
It's alright.
Okay.
I'm going to put us all to sleep, so hopefully if anything bad happens... it'll be
nine's
okay.
not too bad. Nine's not too bad. You're just basically fatigued.
Oh, well, you're
You're
going to get a
right.
long rest.
Yeah, I'm about to
Time.
sleep about working with that.
Yeah. So at the moment you're level 1 fatigued.
That's right, it's only like half movement speed, isn't it?
It's half movement speed for the rest of the day, and
Probably still
also-
longer than mine.
And
Can you long rest it out though?
you can long
With a
rest it out. Yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go.
so
So
we're getting
when I
a
say
long rest and a
fatigue,
short rest.
obviously I mean exhaustion point. You're no, you're only level 1, so you're disadvantaged on ability checks, not half speed. That's level 2.
Sorry.
That's fine, but we're about to take a short rest plus,
Yeah,
which
we're
is a
about to
long
start
rest.
anyway,
Yeah.
so it's about, it would go anyway.
Then I take my floral candle, and I hope you
Magic-
all have a
magical.
wonderful sleep. I'll see you soon.
Good night.
Thanks.
I'll light it, and we all fall into a lovely slumber.
Yes, I will sleep on Ginger Frost's mane.
I would like a futon. I now have 18 more uses of my candle.
So it's just going to find. So what does the candle do? Gives us the short rest and a long rest, and
And then
Bless.
Bless.
Yeah, so basically you get a 1d4,
for
1d6.
an attack, 1d4 for an attack roll or a saving throw.
is that just a one-off thing, or is it every time you do one in a time period?
No, it's once after that candle's been lit. So now for the rest of the day, you've got that 1d4 until you use it.
Um,
Off
off game.
Yeah.
Should I note something down about that candle, or is it literally what it means? So basically, it runs out. When it runs out, the spirit runs out.
Yeah, so you don't really know what that guardian does at this point, but it made you feel very safe as soon as you saw it.
Love her.
But it seemed very impressive.
Awesome. And number 2, while I'm kind of observing Ginger's behavior, does she look like she's enjoying outside the box more or being inside?
She doesn't display any emotion towards it, to be honest with you. When she's out, she seems happy. When she's in, she seems happy. I mean, obviously, she kind of like, yeah. I mean, she's not really a real lion.
I don't that. Don't ruin it for me.
Yeah, I mean, it is a lion, but it doesn't quite have. It doesn't need food or drink. It's a magical lion.
It's like a better lion. Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to bond with him.
Him.
It's another lioness. Yeah,
It is a
mane.
lion. It's a lion with a mane. Right. Okay. You've had your short rest, which is a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
You wake up. You dismantle the camp again. Luckily, it just pops up and down. I'm assuming you do that ritual. Oh wait, how long does that ritual take?
1 minute.
1 minute. Okay, so it's worth doing it. Yeah, you take the tent down and you start traveling again. As you do, you can see the sun is now quite heavily setting. Make perception rolls.
Is it? C. Okay.
Smashed it.
Ooh.
I'm observant as fuck.
Ooh. I've screwed that up.
Compared to all of us, yes, you are.
Alex just nailed it.
As long as one of us does and relays the information, we're all good.
Okay. As you're traveling along on the horseback, you hear like a very quiet growl and padding of feet for a moment. But then as you travel on again, it just seems to fade away and you start to question whether you actually heard it.
It's probably nothing. Nothing that could hurt me anyway.
Death to us all.
The sun sets.
Stay cautious.
You see the moon slowly arc into the sky. You get a sense of a real cold coming over you. The last few nights, the last couple of nights, this is the third night now. You've been inside the tent and quite warm because it's quite a cozy tent, all of you in there. But you realise how goddamn cold it gets out here at night. As the sun sets, the heat just slowly just gets sucked from you. You sense like the darkness is pushing in on you, and but you carry on riding, and after about 3 hours Tiller slows his horse. It was near here. It was near here, the tree.
Oh, yes.
I keep thinking I can hear something.
Oh, I heard that.
Yeah.
Aleph, Jimmy should go look up high.
Good point. There's no trees. I forgot about that.
Jimmy flies up again. It's very difficult, the fog. I can't see through the fog. You see the fog is basically just rolling around you now. It's now so high, it must be, 20 foot high or something? Maybe higher. Jimmy actually takes a little while to kind of burst through the cover, and when he does, all he just sees is like a layer of milky white reflecting the moon's rays. So that the blue from the moon just kind of almost gives an ethereal light glow to the mist, even though you know the mist is natural. Everyone make visual perception checks for just a
Visual.
second.
Also, by the way, you don't need to whisper with Jimmy. He does talk to me telepathically.
Another perception.
Okay,
Same terrible roll.
I'm
Did a
okay.
bit better.
Oh, Alice nailed it.
Aleth, obviously.
It's the only thing I'm good at. Perception.
Okay.
Everything else.
By the way, I have this spell called Zephyr Strike, right? And I
Yeah.
move like the wind. It's a very short description, so this is kind of up to the storyteller, DM.
Storyteller, I prefer that.
Yeah, I like that as well. Anyway, Zephyr Strike, like, I don't know. I feel like if I cast that, and if I ran, I could clear some mist. But, duration up to 1 minute.
Gives
How
them an
much?
advantage on one attack to roll.
Yeah, this is very power play. The description is.
No. I mean, that's a beautiful idea. I like that. Possibly, what you would certainly do is you would create like a distortion in the mist. If you were to do it. Anyway, Paige and Aleph. Paige and Aleph.
Yeah.
There is a moment. The sun gone. The moon glinting on the mist. Your eyes scanning around you all the time as the mist closes in. It's so close. It almost makes it hard to breathe. And at one point, I don't know if any of you have lit lanterns. As yet, no one's lit a lantern. It's just the moonlight. So it's getting very dark. Very dark. But the moon glints off of a shadow. And the strangest thing is it almost looks like the shadow is humanoid, but with ridiculously long arms and like a slight swaying motion. And you start to blink your eyes and think, oh, that's just a weird illusion. And then in a blink, you see the form just run off into the mist.
Ooh.
It's Slender Man.
I hate to say that we're being watched, but I have a strong suspicion we are being watched.
Jimmy's circling around. I can't see anything, boss, up here. It's horrible.
Oh, come back down here, Jimmy. You're not doing anything up there anymore.
Where are you?
You know where I am. We are telepathically and physically.
Yeah, but it's not as easy as that, Flyboy. He makes his way down into the mist, and eventually he finds his way to you.
My voice.
Okay, it's very dark. Can everyone make fear check, please? So just make a wisdom check.
I have advantage.
No.
Excuse me, I should be advantaged because what the fuck scares Alan?
Make a roll.
A
Being
wisdom
poor.
save? Oh no.
I'm alright.
Freya.
I have +0 for
Me?
wisdom.
Nothing scares Alan.
Freya, you stop your horse. There's a real sense of foreboding
Fear of
overcomes
the
you.
dark.
It's pitch black.
I can't see in the dark anyway, so.
Right, as I see her stop, I get off the horse, I light a campfire.
I mean, I was hoping Tilish would have lit something up by now. He knows all these ways.
I light a
Tiller.
campfire.
Well, I was assuming that we don't want the light so we can see this city. With the, I don't know.
We'll give a light to the straggler.
Well, you light the campfire, as you do, you see several shapes illuminated instantly in the mist, and they disappear into the mist.
All right, Ginger Frost out. I will jump on top of it.
See, I told you we were being watched. Now, from this reaction, it's probably best to assume that we should be holding light.
Or can you put bonfires at strategic places around here?
Sadly, they do run out. If I use another one.
You're noticing now that you keep hearing strange noises. They're distant. There's no particular point for them, but they seem to kind of like echo around you. This is definitely a scary place. Freya has gone white as a ghost, and she's clutching the reins. She will not move her horse. Is
How
anyone
about-
going to help her?
How about I make a distraction noise? How about this? If I shoot an
I
Uh,
don't want to aggravate whatever.
Don't do that.
if I shoot an Eldritch Blast 120 feet away, they'll go to 120 feet away.
Oh.
You see?
Okay, you could do that. Yeah, I see it now. Okay.
So what do you do?
In the meanwhile, I'm going to Freya. Are you all right?
She
Not
looks
really.
terrified.
Actually, how long did
I'd
it
like to say that I'm brave, like I want my father to believe I am, but right now, I just want my mum.
Brett,
Don't-
fine.
don't
Here you
worry.
go. With a big bit of wood with fire. Don't you like fire?
I
He
cling
hands you
to
a-
that and the reins.
Don't burn yourself, though, love. It is hot.
Okay, Freya, make another wisdom check now that you've been handed a firebrand and you've been comforted. All right.
There you go, lass. What we like.
The fear starts to leave her eyes. The moment passes, and you start to feel a little bit silly.
The
You
burning
think it was the
hellfire.
darkness.
Sorry,
I
guys.
just need my mum. Awesome fucking fire with a stick.
Fire with a stick! I will kill them all now. Come to me!
Don't shout. They'll come.
Tilla, I think we need to keep quiet, keep lights up, and keep our eyes peeled.
Well, here you go. I hand one bit of fire to everyone.
You lovely, lovely man.
You're welcome.
Does the ginger first want one in his mouth?
Paige?
Isn't it made of wood?
No, he's not made of
No.
wood.
Sorry, I'm just checking my my inventory. I have a torch.
A proper one.
Yeah, there's
A
all of
proper
us without
torch. I have a
fire, and you
proper
have, like,
torch.
a battery-operated torch.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna light my torch.
He's getting no use out of that lighter tonight. Okay, yeah. So you all light up sources of light. You move forward, and you suddenly see this huge figure in the mist, and you expect it to flit away, but it doesn't. And as your light kind of plays onto its flesh, you see it's kind of got a grey fur. It's about 7 foot tall and very, very broad. And in its hands, you can see 2 swords, and it looks at you. And it just.
I'm gonna shoot it before we start anything.
Sorry?
I want to get a reaction, surprise, attack.
Okay.
I'm on Ginger. I'm all right.
Yeah, I'm just like, nah.
Animal friendship. I'm joking.
No.
I'm shooting face.
Well, you don't get an attack, a surprise attack, because he's the one kind of coming in on you. But you do get to
Well,
roll
listen,
initiative.
you know, I'm the one coming in on him. It's a surprise attack.
Doesn't work. Yeah, the narrative doesn't allow it. There's a moment it stands there, and it just looks at you with this horrendous, sort of deep rumbling growl.
Oh, he's gonna become ginger food in a minute, even though Ginger doesn't eat.
Okay, does anyone beat 14?
You need to initiative
What are we rolling?
start.
Initiative. Oh, sorry.
Start initiative.
Sorry.
No, I do not.
No, I don't.
Oh my-
God. Paige the
I've rolled
ninja
a
does.
natural 20. And Freya's 22. Well, I'm 25. What? And does Ginger get my initiative as well?
Yeah. Why not?
Sweet.
Jimmy gets Harry, so why not?
Gotcha. Okay. But I don't have any statistical information about my lovely little Ginger. Because I keep reading these figurines. Sorry, off topic while Gary does his thing. I've been reading these, and then like I keep finding these little figurines and boxes, and I'm thinking this lion is that, but it obviously isn't because these are only out for a limited time, and you know this one's been out for a long time. So I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Okay. Paige, what do you do?
Yeah. Bup. Good question.
Can we see?
You can see the beast.
How many feet away from us, you reckon?
It's about 10 feet in front of you, all on its own.
What? 10
Yeah.
feet?
Yeah.
OMG.
So basically, you are all riding side by side at this point. So you're all equidistant from it.
All right,
And it just
I'm all right.
basically, the mist is so thick you can't see more than 10 feet in front of you, and this thing just basically apparated almost in front of you.
Cool. So this is what's happening. Bonus action, Hunter's Mark on the dude. Meaning that... I don't know how it... I mean, the stats are there with the spell. That's fine. So I'm casting that for my bonus action. And I'm gonna communicate with Ginger to kind of like step back while I prepare my arrow.
Okay.
If I do my bonus action, can I hold my actual action, or do I need to do it at the same time?
Now you can hold your main action and just do your bonus.
I will hold my main action while Ginger slowly walks backwards.
Okay. You do that.
Because
Freya.
I'm on Ginger at the moment, by the way.
Freya,
I'm on
10 feet in front of you, this massive wolf beast man has appeared.
Do we know if it's a threat?
It looks very scary. It hasn't attacked yet, but you can but assume that that's only moments away.
Then
It looks like this.
Oh, he's a happy chap.
Oh, hello there. That is handsome, and he's got. At least he's covering his parts.
Yep, he's wearing
Does he-
clothes.
Does he count as a wolf?
No.
Is it like?
Or is he a werewolf? So could possibly be a person?
Oh my god! I've got the sword and the ring. I wonder if they do something to this creature. Huh.
Hold on. Give me 2 secs. What do you think we're going to do?
See, I don't know if it's going to attack us or not, so I don't know whether to do an action at the moment, which is Blade Ward.
It's definitely going to attack us.
Definitely gonna attack us. As far as I understood Gary from all these games.
I don't
When
think he'd
things
come
pop
here
up,
for
they
a tea
attack.
party wielding 2 swords.
Yeah.
I think he's going to
Yeah.
try and... But he might not be on his own. There might be more of them.
Well, then I will do my bonus action of Hex.
We're going to attack it
Yeah.
and then it's going to be growling because it's also going to stick a splinter out of its toe or something. Please help
I'll
me.
Hex this one and then hold my actual action, because then I can get out. I can put my hands at the ready for Eldritch Blast. That way, because Hex is a bonus action.
I'm gonna.
It's good fun though, because once it goes, if there are others, I can then move the Hex to them.
Mhm.
Be helpful.
What does the hex do? Just makes you do
It's a
more damage.
curse. They deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage to the target whenever you hit it with an attack.
And that's only when you hit it, isn't it?
Yeah, it says you, so I assume so. And choose one ability that casts a spell. The target has disadvantage, so I normally make it a dexterity check that it has disadvantage on.
Hmm.
And then
I'm
if
just gonna. Sorry, go on.
it's below 0 hit points, then I can move the hex
Hex to
onto
someone
another
else.
creature.
It's just like Hunter's Mark, basically, but for bards, as far as I understand.
No, this is a warlock spell that I know.
Oh, warlock spell. Okay, so yeah, but similar way. Well, you know, you cast it and then you get some bonus thing on it, whatever
Yeah.
it is, and then when it dies, it jumps off to another creature
Yeah.
you can see within range. It's. I'm gonna go Planar Warrior. I've got Sneak Attack, Planar Warrior, plus Hunter's Mark.
When Alith and I just use invisibility and then just leave you guys to.
Or we just Eldritch Blast it. I push it 20 feet away. It gets negative 20 speed movement, and then it can't do anything.
Well, it's a werewolf of some sort. It's gonna be very fucking quick.
I'm just
Excuse my
hoping
French.
that-
I assume it's still only going to have like 30 to 40 movement speed. Just because it's
You
a wolf,
reckon?
it can like run supernatural speeds. Maybe.
He looked very muscly.
Yeah, but you can make characters that are 7 feet tall when they don't. They don't get.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Sure. I hope so. I hope so.
I mean, I don't know. It could be like 100 feet movement for all I fucking know. You could like pelt to Narnia and back.
Look. I'm on top of a lion. Probably the lion will
The
run.
really grumpy tabaxi.
Oh, if it is a werewolf, their armor class is normally 11.
Yeah, its AC is
Ooh.
probably quite low, but it probably has quite a lot of hit points.
58, according to online. But it depends on if it's like a normal
Don't
werewolf.
look online, Charlotte.
Yes. So
Meta.
feel the moment.
Boo.
Ha ha ha.
Okay.
It won't be normal. Dad will fuck it up somehow. Epic.
What have I done?
No.
Unbelievable, Gary.
I'm so sorry.
Right. My bonus action. I'm going to use my bonus action of Hex on the creature, which places a curse on the creature, and then until the spell ends, it deals an extra 1d6 necrotic damage to the target, and
Oh.
it'll be disadvantaged on dexterity checks.
So is that damaging him?
Yeah.
Did you say?
But only when you'll only get an extra 1d6 necrotic damage when it's hit with an attack from me.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm using the bonus action of that, which for some reason it isn't coming up when I put it through Discord. So I might have to put a different spell through for Discord just to get rid of the spell slot. But I'm holding my action.
Okay. The wolf,
I'm just gonna.
man, beast, goes to leap forward. As he does, something strange happens. Another werebeast type creature, one of these joinings, leaps out from the mist and tackles the wolf and rolls him to the ground and starts pummeling him. No! 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 You hear. Stunned into silence, you all look at this activity as this beast just starts attacking this other beast.
Glad to see we're welcome.
You can see that the beast that just attacked from behind, who attacked with advantage, basically he's just knocked this wolf beast to the ground and he's just ripping chunks of flesh out of its back. Right, that was on the beast's turn. Tiller goes to step forward. Charge! Draws his sword on 14 as well, he is. He goes to attack. And he runs up and goes to try and stab this beast. 17. Oh, okay. It's got an AC of 12. Yes, that hits. Oof. Okay. Okay. His short sword just basically plunges into this beast. As he does, he looks across at this other beast And you see him sort of step back, and he goes, Miles? Right. Okay. Gayton.
Bro!
So which one is this? Is the one that's jumped on the big one? Is the one he recognizes?
So the one that's attacked the wolf beast, which doesn't look
Yeah.
like it's a wolf beast. It looks more like a rat beast. Has just basically
Miles is a rat beast, basically.
Miles is the rat beast, and Miles is Tilla's brother.
Okay.
Oh, Splinter.
You remember? You can see the shape of these giant turtles with these twin swords just emerging from the mist.
We will
Pizza?
protect your.
Subdued pizza. Let's fight. Yeah, let's not do that. Right,
Sorry.
you got me there.
Okay.
Yeah,
I will
Gayton.
charge in.
Mhm. You can
Is
charge.
it far enough distance to get the charge? Yeah.
No, he's 10 feet away. So there's only no. He's 10 feet away. It's 2 squares. Yes,
Okay. If not, can I like step back to give myself a bit of like?
you can charge.
Ah!
Yeah. Is your
And I
weapon
will-
magical, by the way?
Yeah. The Blizzard Axe one is that.
It's immune
Big
to
one.
damage. That's non-magical. Immune.
Oh.
Wow. I'm glad that I still have that.
Oh, not
Attack with
wasting
your-
any arrows.
Attack with your mighty beast of an axe.
AC 25.
Yeah, you hit it twice over. I mean, it's got an AC of 12, so
For 9, 10, 11 damage because I've raged on the
Okay.
way.
your axe cleaves into this body. It makes a huge amount of damage. I mean, it looks on death's door, this wolf. I mean, basically, the surprise attack from this rat beast from behind seems to have seriously fucked it up. It's not looking good.
And I have a second attack.
Mhm.
Does that have advantage from a charge or not?
No, but it has advantage because his square's already being threatened because he's basically being held down by a rat beast.
Alright. AC. Oh, it's a crit.
You see the rat beast just basically holds
Oh
its
my
head up.
goodness.
Oh Jesus
crit
fucking
now.
Christ!
For
Okay,
23 damage.
Cut the head off.
so the rat
Oh, my
beast
lord.
basically starts twisting the body of this wolf,
my
and it looks
God.
up and it goes, "Ow!" and you slice its head off, and the head just like flies off, and the blood sprays out in a huge gout. You see the rat beast goes and starts licking the blood, and he turns to look at you, and you can see he just wants to devour you. And then he looks to Tilla, and you can see his features start to sort of almost become slightly more human as his eyes, the pupils in his eyes start to sort of go blue, or his irises go blue on his black pupils. But you see like human eyes flickering out, and the beast runs off into the mist. Miles! Miles, no! You see Tilla starts to run off. Is everyone going to try and
wait.
stop him?
Yeah, I'll try and grab him.
Okay, make a dexterity check.
Just dex, what, base dex or?
Dex, yeah, base dex. Like a quickness check, basically.
Never mind. I'm just
Can any of us
really.
Only Gayton's near enough because he was.
I mean,
basically in melee.
I'm on a lion. Maybe I can run after it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm still on my horse, so I
Yeah,
haven't
I'm
even
on
had my turn yet.
I
Okay,
mean,
well,
Ginger could probably hold it down.
Okay, well let's go back. What's the initiative check? So Aleth, you were next. So let's be fair to you. You've not had your turn yet. So you, on your. That was strange background noise. On your turn, Aleth, yeah, you can see that Tiller has just madly started running off into the mist. You know if he's going to separate, he's going to get killed.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Need
go.
the map guy.
Okay, you spur the horse on. I'm just going to see whether there's any pitfalls. Oh, I roll a 20. The horse does a magnificent job. It leaps over the body of the wolf, and within seconds, you've just caught up with Tiller.
I'll rather stand in front of him, and if he doesn't stop, I'm gonna ram him over.
Okay.
The rat, not Tiller, I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, Tiller. I'm not chasing the rat.
Oh.
Fuck the rat.
Yeah. So what did you do to Tiller, sorry?
Well, I ran the horse like in front of him to stop him.
Okay, you ran with a 20. It's an expert roll. The horse just basically it does exactly what you're telling it to do, and it leaps in front of Tiller and then just turns, and Tiller just basically slams into the body, and the wolf, the rat creature, just disappears off into the mist. No, Miles.
Tiller. Now is not the time, my friend.
That was my brother. I could sense it in his eyes. I could see
It was. However, if you go alone, you'll die.
Make perception rolls where you are now. Aleph has disappeared into the mist, by the way.
I'll get on my horse.
Sprint after it with my.
Yeah, I mean, you know the
Lion.
direction he's gone in. It won't take you more than a few seconds to get there. But before you do that, Aleph, make your roll. Perception.
16.
Ooh. I rolled a
see-
nat 1.
You see,
Ethan got a nat 20.
not
Because we're
10
both
feet.
open Scales.
Aleph, you see not 10 feet from where you stand on your horse, the first branches of a mighty apple tree. You can see, in fact, it's an apple tree because there's some fruit bearing on it, weighing down the branches.
I run over to it.
Okay.
Tiller,
Paige,
come here, my friend. We have found the tree.
you hear Aleph's voice through the mist, and you're able to follow the voice. I mean, you're only about 15, 20 feet away from him.
We're following Gayton. Gayton can hit the the voice.
Come on, children, follow my voice.
You hear that. You make your way
Minor
to...
illusion, 30 feet away. Over here.
Oh, behind the cliff. Oh, shit. You found the tree.
Didn't the apple core and ring were buried beneath it though?
That's right. They were.
If only
Come on,
you
boy.
had someone really good at cutting trees.
We don't need to cut the
If
tree.
only
we don't
had
need to
an
cut
axe.
Ginger is great at digging. I'll dig with
It
him.
would just be underneath. There was a hole. There was a
Yeah,
hole
I-
in the tree.
There
There
was
was
a
a hole
hole.
in the bottom of the tree.
Yeah.
There
So
was a
you
little
s-
hole.
So Gayton, the expert woodsman, looks around, and soon away he sees there's like a knot, a really strange-looking knot in the base of the tree. There's some timbers there. Some well, I'll bring it back up and show you again. Hold on.
Confused in the story, but
Put
I'll
it
pull
on.
myself
Put it on.
You can see that in amongst the mist, you can see this strange shape, like a hole in the tree. What do you do, Gayton?
Just put my hand in there.
Yeah.
Okay, it's too small a gap. There's kind of like a couple of
If only we
timber
had a halfling
sections
hand.
that basically stop your hand, but you can see and feel there is some movement there. You can make a strength check and try and barge your hand into it.
No, give it a go.
And
Okay.
the tree eats you
Are
alive.
you still
Do you want me
raged?
to- Yeah.
If you're still raged, then you're advantaged.
Fucking tree!
Fucking hole!
The whole tree comes down.
Gayton just shows off. How
25.
Gayton's sex life. Oh! Yeah, your arm just smashes through these timbers, and it just disappears up to the elbow, and you clamber around, and then your finger clasps on something metallic, deep down in the center of the tree. How this hole is here is just weird. It's not natural. A tree would not normally leave such a hole as this, but for some reason, this chamber exists, and it's naturally grown around the ring, but the tree hasn't allowed itself to get close to the ring.
The One Ring.
To rule them all.
Yeah.
Pull it out?
Anal enough. One ring to rule more in the darkness bind them. Anyway,
And
yes, you pull your arm out, and indeed you can see glowing, glinting in the moonlight, this beautiful fine ring. It looks very much like the ring that
She's
Paige
the one
is
that
wearing.
Paige-
Them together.
Yeah, can I hold it next to Paige's one? See if anything happens when they're together.
I'll move my finger like this.
Yes,
Ta-da!
you put the two rings together, and they start to glow. And as they do, you see a white dove, an ethereal white dove, not like the ones you saw before, more like an image, a visage, rises from the rings and flies to the north. No, to the
Follow
east.
the dove.
Flies to the east. And where the dove flies, there's like a faint glow behind it. Where the wings beat down in the mist, it leaves kind of like a golden glow in the mist. So it creates like a little fairy light trail in the mist itself. It's beautiful. And
Hail to the city.
Yeah, it's leading us somewhere.
Yeah, I
looks
guess
like
we
it,
follow
yeah.
the dove.
Follow the
Yeah.
dove.
Or it makes me and Gaten fall in love with each other.
yeah.
That's another
Okay,
scenario.
yeah.
I mean, it
he
could
just
work.
twisted a
It could
tree.
Seeing how he deals with holes in trees, you're sold.
You see,
I'm looking forward to
I'm a
Joe's
ranger,
method
right?
acting of the love between
Yeah.
you two later.
Charlotte, you remember when we were talking about when you see things and you start to pretend that it was part of the story? I'm now kind of getting this Gaten Page love story. Oh yeah, that was definitely part of my original plan. Yep, 100%. Yeah. Suddenly you two are in love, and it's amazing love. It's the greatest love that ever existed,
The
and it's
truest
true.
love of all.
It's the truest love you've ever felt for each other. Wow, 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 wow! I've got a feeling, babe. Wow,
I
wow,
mean,
wow.
we can pop up a tent with some sexy candles if you want.
We've got quite a few now.
Yeah.
If you wish to feel some bliss.
Make love by the bonfire.
Oh yeah. Hey,
By a
Paige.
fireball.
My name's Gaten, and I got some loving for you.
Jokes.
Alan-
He's
Alice
hoping
thinks,
his jokes
"Thank
is like,
goodness I don't have that
storyteller,
fucking
please
ring."
don't go down this road.
No, not after what he's done to the tree now.
I
You,
mean,
um,
I've got 2 strawberry boxes. We can really make it romantic.
Yeah, Gaten's good at fisting trees. In fact, that's pretty much the definition of his sex life. You follow this golden glow, and as you do, the mist starts to part, and the blue light of the moon shines down, and your eyes water for a second, and as they clear, you see before you this vast, beautiful city illuminated in blue light. And if I'd have had time, I could have done a blue filter on this and done a second image, but I haven't had time because, life. But you can see the image of this vast city, and it looks incredible that such a thing could exist here and not be known. You travel towards it, and you start to see glints on the walls in windows. You reach this outer wall, and the gates are all open. There's nothing to stop you, but also there's nothing actually there. If any of you try to walk up to the walls, your hand just goes through the wall. But the dove still keeps flying. And slowly, unless you do anything else, I'm going to assume you're not, but tell me if you do, you follow this golden path that this dove is just laying out for you. And you make your way quickly through the streets of the town. What you notice is bizarre. you start to see clumps of people. They're interacting. They're ghostly. You can walk through them. In fact, you see the light of the dove traveling through several of these humans as it travels on, and they're all frozen in time. Like it's as if literally there's a moment of city life that's just been frozen solid. Make perception rolls.
– 16.
Uh-huh.
5.
Nope. And if eyes fell out.
Yeah.
Okay, so the highest is 16.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, basically, you don't see the thing that I was going to say, but basically, this whole city is frozen in time. It would seem the dove takes you on through the town, and you get through, and you can see there's this massive main gate, and there's soldiers lining it, but the dove just goes straight through them. Do you do the same?
Yeah, I think we follow it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You
If this thing isn't actually here, how have we not ran into more? So if this thing isn't actually here, and we're just seeing it, kind of thing, like it is there but it's not, why haven't we ran into any more beasties?
You don't know. You're traveling now through the main gates, and you can see this inner courtyard with timber buildings and a huge stone castle that rises majestically into the air. Impossibly tall. None of you have ever seen anything like this. It's reaching for the heavens. It's like a mountain but made by man. Such things you would have thought impossible. You can see Tiller goes, these buildings are incredible. I've seen such at Jornheim, but never outside of Jornheim. How does this exist without our knowledge? This city, it's amazing. You still keep going on, and you come to this big entrance, and you go through it, and you see this big, large hall. It's covered in this blue light from the moon. There's windows all around. It's a vast chamber, and the windows let in a huge amount of this blue light, which creates this kind of blue glow. And you can see that standing in the middle of this this stone mural on the floor, you can see bent over, tears falling from his eyes, but frozen in time. You can see the image of Pericles, Iron Fist, the old king. You can see all around him there's orderlies and knights looking awkward in their frozen silence. Yes, it's a strange scene. The dove just flies up to this image of a king and just disappears.
And he's very recognisable as the king, we know. So I'll take the ring up and Does he have an open hand to put it in, or?
I'll follow Gaten.
He seems
Same
to have
idea.
he seems to have like a lock of hair in his hands, and he's clutching it tightly as he cries.
And I place the ring, well, I don't know, next to it, see if anything happens if I move it closer.
Which ring?
I don't. The one that I got from the tree.
Okay,
His
you
ring.
place the ring down, and it starts to glow faintly, but nothing seems to be happening.
Then we need to give it to him, so have it on his person.
Well, it's in his hand.
Oh.
Maybe.
I'm gonna drop mine as well on there.
As you drop the second ring, the lights pulse. And then a bubble starts to appear from them. And it expands out. And as it does, it quickly takes in the scene all around you, and you see that the man that's before you is just my daughter, and you can see now that his face is lit by this blue light. All around you, you can see there's still frozen figures outside of this bubble, but inside, you see the king just stop. What? The rings. This is the ring that she told me about. Shit. He looks around. You can see his face. You can see similar features from Tulia. This is definitely her father. There's some very familiar family traits. What is happening?
I won't try and lie. I have no idea. But your daughter asked us to get this ring to you.
My daughter
So
is dead.
we-
Don't speak in lies, man.
Her
She is
spirit
dead.
sent us here.
But we passed her on.
Because of death.
You're the messengers of death.
I hit Alice with the back of my hand.
You get a little clip around the back of the head.
Was the guy called Ulrich?
Yeah, Ulrich
The-
was the baddie, the demon summoner.
We
Husband.
rescued, her
Be a spirit.
spirit from Ulrich. We defeated him,
And reunited
and she
her
was
with
free.
Aaron.
You did?
And she asked us to get this ring to you. I don't know why. I don't know what it does, but we
I'm
agreed that
assuming
we
she
would.
wanted you to be safe.
She freed herself of Ulrich. I don't understand what happened. You can see he's a powerful man. Definitely a warrior. Or at least he was about 30 years ago. He's quite old now, but he's still a lot of muscle on his body, though some of his gut has turned to fat. But he wears a majestic red and gold outfit with a crown. His beard is grey, flecked with black. He was a fearsome man in his prime. And he stands up straight. And you can see he's very, very large. Basically similar in size to Gaten, just much older and a bit more gone to fat. For years I was the puppet of Ulrich. He lied to me. He bewitched me. I don't understand what's happened to my castle. What is going on here? Tulia, where are you? Do you forgive me? Oh God, my daughter. I killed my daughter. Took her own life. What father allows something to happen like this?
Well, you are under the influence of magic, and it's not really.
From what
your
we've
fault.
seen, it seemed you were puppeteered into the situation rather than something of your choice.
It was Ulrich. You say he is dead?
He is
Yeah,
dead.
I killed him.
Good. Good. Maybe I can get my kingdom back, and we can remember Tulia. You can see as he's talking, something strange is happening. His black hairs on his beard are turning white.
You're catching up the aging process.
Yeah, and you can see that his skin is starting to sort of sag a little bit. What is happening? What is happening?
Can't even
To me-
cure wounds him.
Well, you can
I
try.
think
I don't know.
You-
If
you
doesn't
have
have
been
wounds,
frozen
should
here
they?
for a very long time. I think it is catching up to you, but I believe that it's what Tulia wanted, as you'll be able to see her.
If your spirit can be free, maybe you can.
Yeah. You can see he's like wincing and back. No! No! Ah! Oh, God! And as he does, you can see that his face is starting to blister and boil. And then,
Very uncomfortable.
almost within a second, huge horns just explode out of this old man's head. And he just shoots up 15, 16 feet in the air. And as he does, he's like...
Alice, this is something to do with you.
And then there's an explosion of blood. And everything just goes red within the sphere.
Oh
and you
shit.
see this huge demon. It dwarfs the one you fought, Ulrich's demon. This is a demon to fear. His
Jimmy.
horns.
Go get him.
Jimmy's not here.
I still have a hex to pass on, so when it's my turn, I'm gonna just pass it on to this dude.
Wait, so was that not her dad, or did her dad just get mutilated?
Well, I'm assuming the puppeteer demon thing, 'cause that was what was puppeteering him in the memory vision thing that we had. I'm assuming that's just stayed with him in the bubble.
Oh right, so
was
his
that?
demon was in him, and then as he died, the demon unleashed himself.
Because the Ulrich, the puppeteer, was like a big demon with horns anyway.
Yes, so basically Ulrich was also being controlled by a demon, even though he was possessed of a lesser demon. So Ulrich had basically, it was pretty obviously, he'd worshipped a demon to gain powers, to be able to get wealth and power. But he died too soon, and the demon wants his
Now,
payment.
who would do that?
They still have time to
Osmodeus
turn
needs
around.
his payment in souls. You have taken my treasured one. Now I must take your souls instead.
I think you must be confused with somebody else. We are not the droids you are looking for.
His eyes start to glow, and fire appears in his hands. You have but seconds to make your choices as he prepares himself to destroy you all. You see now, basically, this creature is huge. And I mean larger than anything you've ever fought before. Even larger than the hill giant.
I hope that we meet
Yes,
again in our next lives.
I hate to say this, team, but my fireballs are now pretty much useless.
Well, I hope we meet again in our next lives. No.
What the fuck?
We-
It's not
when we
working
start
again.
we will build ourselves back up again.
Oh, it is working.
See you in the next
I can see it. It looks
I
good.
will meet you at the statues of our old characters.
Are you gonna update my picture, Gary, with the cool one?
Oh, not now, I'm not. I can't.
No, later.
Yeah, I need to. Jimmy's not there either. Jimmy couldn't get in.
Oh, Jimmy's
I can see him.
inside the path.
He's not there.
Ah,
That's just a hanger-oner. He gone. Bye, Jimmy.
Oh, bye,
Um,
Jimmy.
This beast basically looks terrifying. You can see him look at Aleph.
I see your soul is already taken. Join me, brother, in defeating these others.
I don't know where I stand in this, to be honest.
Our Lord Osmodeus commands it. You must do as Osmodeus demands.
Right, initiative checks. Let's get this set up.
How does that work for me?
It
I don't
puts
wanna
you
have to
at a
hex you,
difficult
Alex.
position.
Don't make me hex you, Alex.
I'm just restarting the combat. Hold on.
I honestly don't actually know where this puts my character.
Do we have time to run?
Your character doesn't know where this puts your character.
Oh shit! No.
I rolled a nat one as well as you.
Oh,
That's
no.
crazy. That is insane.
I got 4.
No, guys.
Alright, we're screwed.
Yeah, we're all gonna die.
Oh, and basically, so this is what he looks like.
Oh my
Oh, he looks
god.
pimping.
He looks like a jester. Oh,
What a
that's nice.
dope looking demon.
He's
Yeah,
camp. 100%
he's-
he's camp.
He's serious. This is more powerful than anything you've ever fought before.
Oh no, he's gay. He's fine.
Right, and I'm now rolling his initiative.
Yeah, we're all
Maybe
dead.
he won't attack
Well-
me if I give my answer.
He doesn't need to roll really.
Fuck!
Alex,
Rolled a one.
would you like to roll?
Did you?
I rolled a
We
one.
rolled one. We rolled a one too.
Yay! Welcome to our team.
No, I don't want to be on your team. I want to be awesome.
You are.
Plus 3 against Alex
Plus
and
3,
Gaten.
4. Right, my initiative is 4.
Oh, you're last.
Haha! Nice. Let's spread, guys. The first thing is spread.
Run different directions.
Exactly. Come on, Ginger. Giddy up.
Well, I'm seeing
Gaten
quite a few
first.
hiding spaces as well. So, get to cover.
Yep. He's gonna cast something.
Okay. So, he's flying up in the air at the moment, so he's about 20 foot up.
So even if I find cover, he's going to see me from above.
Oh, yeah, there's no cover. If you try and go beyond the bubble, by the way, you just bounce off of it. So, the bubble extends roughly to this map. This is what you can do, but you cannot leave this map. You cannot go beyond it, so you can't run away. You now have to either defeat this demon or join him.
Well, Gaten's not one for joining. Is he first? He's just going to charge
Yep.
in. The best I
how
can do is promise that I'll buy you time.
Declare yourself to Asmodeus. Join me, Lord Baal, and we shall bring about the 9 hells on this realm, as they should have been. The one god is gone, the new gods cannot defeat us, for I have risen. Even amongst yourselves, you worship the hell that comes to earth.
Okay, everyone needs to make a wisdom check at some point, because he is fucking terrifying.
Now?
Oh, I don't know what to do.
On your- when it gets to your turn. So, Gaten,
Oh, damn it.
make it. Actually, do it all now. Do it all now. He's doing it as like a lair action.
For fuck's sake.
Oh, Gator.
Gaten pissed himself.
Is
I
this
was all ready
frightening
to
because
charge in and
I
do
have
all heroic.
advantage?
Fuck's sake.
Do you not get advantage when you're raged? Or you? Oh no, you're not raged
Not
now, are you?
wisdom. It's,
I
no,
was
it's,
raging
only,
on the charge in.
it's only strength as well that you advance.
Yeah, it's only strength checks. I don't know
Right.
what to do about being scared of stuff, because it makes no sense.
Surely I'm good
Basically, you
at
can't
other
move
things,
towards
yeah.
it. You're stuck.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I
You're now more neutral than you are evil, so you probably would be slightly scared.
Yeah, but I still talk to demons, so I'm not. How could I find a demon scary if I already know
This
you
is
talk to
a
demons?
You're scared
Yeah, but
because your
we
powers come
talk
from
to
demons.
humans, but a fucking large man makes me scared. So, like,
Well, that's true. Actually, that's the kind of demon that my powers would come from.
I mean, the demon that you met was quite charming and promised you a lot of powers for not much effort,
He
which
was
is something you
second-
found alluring. You've never come across a demon like this that basically makes you starkly look internally at what the hell you've aligned up with. These guys want to bring the 9 hells to Earth, and the demons are rising now that the old god is gone. That's what he said. And of course, the 9 hells were always held back by the power of the one god. And the new gods are a bit inexperienced. They've only been gods for 24 years, so they haven't got a clue of all the battles they got to fight. Which
See,
is
now
why
I'm
you...
conflict, though. Am I going to more my good side, or am I going to my evil side?
Well, that's what I wanted you to think about.
Yeah, but that's unfair, because if I choose, oh, maybe I will go to my evil side more. What do I do? Kill the entire party?
Well, I hope you like the fact that you won't be in next week's D&D session.
It'll either be just Harry in next week's D&D session, or everyone but Harry. It depends on what he does. I
And
mean,
it's Harry's birthday special for D&D.
demons are the Lord of Lies. He could be just lying to you. You fought a demon before. You fought Tom. Was it Tom or Fred?
That's true, I did kill
Tom.
him.
Tom, yeah. Alright, Tom!
Yeah,
Alright,
but he
Jimmy!
tried to kill me. To be fair, this one's offered me a helping hand.
Yeah, this one's way more up the food chain than a bearded demon. Bearded devil.
But it's not my turn yet, so I'm not doing anything.
Well, Gaten's kind of going...
Gaten's tried to run in, but I mean, we can cast my little tiny hut,
so
which helps us against magic.
I'm gonna cast protection from evil on him, and he's gonna be unparalyzed. Don't worry.
Okay, Gaten, are you going to hold your action and just basically wet yourself a little bit?
I guess so.
Okay.
You
I was
go
all
to
ready
run,
to be
I
brave.
don't
Yeah.
quite
I think we
get
should have a
that.
little poo stain in there as well, seeing as he rolled a 1.
Well, the challenge you've got, Gaten, is he's flying 20 feet above the ground at the moment.
Well,
So unless you've got a ranged attack, you're kind of like, come to me, bitch. Whereas now you're like, please just stay there and don't hurt anyone.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't move. I'd just stay where I am, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, the way the fear works is you know that you're being magically constrained by fear. This isn't, you're not used to basically, you've always felt fear. Anyone that gets involved in a fight feels fear, but you control it. You know how to control it because you're a warrior. But you know that this is fear is being forced upon you and you are battling it with everything you've got. You can see the strain in Gaten's eyes as his skin sort of tautens.
I see it, and I mean to save him.
Okay, Paige,
Yeah.
you're next.
Yeah, so I'm gonna cast the protection from evil from the sword on Gaten.
Have you made your save roll?
I've rolled a 21.
Okay, you're good. In fact, everyone's at... No, no. What's the DC save on the fear? Alright, Freya. You are also scared.
And I'm scared of most things.
But Alith and Paige...
Do it.
Oh, Tiller. Tiller's on it. He's like, fuck this demon! And he gets out his bow.
I feel like he's overly confident for one that doesn't even fought a demon yet.
I think
So,
Maybe that's
seeing
my
his-
action...
seeing his
Oh.
what he thought was dead brother suddenly as some sort of werebeast has basically kind of snapped Tiller out of his humble past. He wants to get back and basically try and save his brother in his mind,
Hopefully.
but he can't do
We'll
that
get
until
him.
this is done. Right.
So what I'm trying to do is I'm gonna cast protection from evil on Gaten, which will free him where he can go and charge. And my bonus action, I will move the Hunter's Mark, which is actually active for an hour after I cast it, and I can move it from someone for a bonus action to another creature. So I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark on the demon, cast protection from evil from the sword on Gaten. I'm hoping the sword is somehow connected to this place, and I'm gonna start making a move after I've done that. The idea is to run around 40 feet circle 360 degrees around the demon throughout the fight if there is one.
Okay, so your protection from evil immediately on Gaten has an effect. As soon as you're touched by the sword, basically, Gaten, you suddenly feel all of the fear just disappear. And it makes you angry. And you want to kill him.
Yep.
Because it makes you automatically succeed against frightened, possession, charm.
Yep.
To remind everyone, we are blessed if you need it at any point.
You need to make an advantage saving throw immediately. Sorry, it's not instantaneous. Going forward, you are immune. But if you're already affected by it, you can get an advantaged save roll.
Go on, Gaten.
Dear fucking God.
Are
Have
you?
are
No.
blessed.
Oh
Blessed.
my
You
god.
need to re-roll and add a 1d4 to that. You could.
Yeah.
The 1d4 is not going to help.
Yeah,
Even
9.
if I got a 4,
No, it's not going to help. Don't waste it,
it's fine.
Gaten's not having a good day.
mate.
Shit.
You cast a spell on him. He feels suddenly free for a second, but then the spell grabs hold of him again, and the fear returns.
It's fine. I can save with advantage each time at the moment, can't I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you keep saving with advantage. I mean, you can't possibly fucking fail the next time.
This, yeah.
It's only
This
a
is-
12, for God's sake.
Cool. You have it for 10 minutes. The idea is to cast it on myself, use Ginger, and run around and shoot arrows.
Are they magical arrows?
No, they're not.
He's not immune. He's not immune to
Good.
normal damage. He's just got resistance.
Okay, I'm gonna have to shoot a few arrows before I get in there.
Okay. So you're done, Paige?
Yeah.
Right. Freya.
Ooh, one question before we move on. The rings in the guy's hands, what happened to them? We moved very quickly, I couldn't ask in between.
Oh, right, yeah, they've clattered to the floor.
So, was there a chance for us to grab them back?
You could do if you wanted to.
I wanted to do that, but things have developed very quickly.
Okay, yeah, you can. On your turn, it's fine. You can do it. You can grab them off the floor. Do you give one
Okay.
to? Do you give one to Gaten?
I would like to.
Okay. If as soon as you throw the ring to Gaten, you grab it, and a white dove immediately appears from the ring once again, and just throws the fear off of you, and you just suddenly feel love and protection. And you just feel warmth and
Love
closeness.
story is back.
Yay!
Sorry?
Something I've tried, mate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love
That's
is stronger than hate. Love is more powerful than evil. And with this ring, you thee wed.
Oh, we will defeat this demon first.
Yeah.
Let's see the rest. Ooh, one last question. Sorry.
Yep.
Off game. The ring that I'm wearing, which gives me some speed, does that affect Ginger as well because I'm on it?
Yeah, I mean, basically, the same thing happens to you. The white dove appears and protects you from its feelings. So, I mean, you could give it to Freya. You could keep it. You do what you want.
No. Oh no. What I was asking
It
was
gives it gives
the speed. The speed bonus that it gives me, does it give it to the lion that I'm riding?
No.
Okay, cool. That's because I'm gonna start making a run. I have some epic things in plan. Let's see what happens.
Okay. You didn't get my big hint there. Gaten, you can now take an action if you want, or you can hold to see whether this demon's going to get close enough for you to attack. At the moment, you can't reach it.
I'll just try and get in the way, like between him and the others. So if he does come down, he's got to go through me. And then if he does, I will. Can I hold my action to rage?
Yeah.
Because if I rage beforehand, I think it ends if he doesn't do anything. Because I have to make an attack, or it ends, I think.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure
I'm
until
feeling
later levels.
angry, but I'm not quite sure yet. So let me just see what happens.
So yeah, I'll try and just position
I'm
myself
on the
so
wrong
I'm
character. Hold on.
in the way, and then if he does swoop down, I'll rage as my action. So I'm pretty sure it's a thing later on that barbarians can keep their rage without
Yeah.
having to attack.
Yeah, if you haven't attacked a hostile creature since your last turn or taken damage since then, you can also end your rage as a bonus action. So yeah,
yeah,
if you rage and he doesn't, you don't get involved in combat
Yeah.
or take damage in any way, shape, or form, which is very unlikely. You are. This thing is definitely not pacifist. Right. Okay.
So yeah, I'll
So-
hold my action if he does do anything that's going to harm us.
Wonderful.
I'll rage then.
Freya, you are scared.
Yeah,
If only there was a way of unscaring you, eh?
that's fine.
I sent you a message, Gary.
Oh,
My
did you?
I can do
Oh, yeah?
3 things. Because my little tiny hut is a ritual.
Hmm.
So I would like to create a tiny hut around us because the tiny hut does not allow magic into or out of. So any magic spells they do cannot hurt us.
Sorry, say that again. I was catching up with the messages. I suddenly realised
Sorry.
that I had several from people, different people.
Oh, I see how it is, guys. Not a team spirit.
Woo! Go team.
They're all talking about you, Freya. Maybe you should embrace the demon.
I mean, I would, but I've got some shit to do first.
Just say the words. I worship Asmodeus. He is my lord.
Fuck you.
I've already
Right.
done that.
Yeah, no, you have, dickhead. Right. The ritual of Lehman's tiny hut.
Yep.
If I put it around us, because it's a ritual, it doesn't cast as an action. However, anything inside my hut's all of us.
It takes a minute.
That's fine.
It's
No,
11
a
if you
minute.
cast it
A
as
minute
ritual.
is 10 rounds of
10
combat.
turns.
Oh, is it?
And
Yeah,
if you
the-
cast it as the ritual, it takes 10 extra minutes.
I'm guaranteeing you that
That's fine.
there'll be at least one dead person by then.
Great
Fine.
idea, though.
My well,
It
my
would have been a
bonus
good
action-
idea if it's a spell,
Yeah.
instant spell.
Okay, my bonus action, because I still have the hex, because the creature I cast it on went below 0, and that lasts for up to an hour, so I can use that.
Yep.
Um,
Same as Hunter's
so
Mark.
the hex will go on to the demon.
So
Nice.
it's got the hunter's mark and the demon, and there's no save on either. Neither.
Ooh, one question. This
knows?
hex casts Chill Touch, right? What does Chill Touch do to demons?
No, it doesn't do chill touch. It does 1d6 necrotic damage and
Necrotic damage, sorry.
That-
What does necrotic damage do to demons?
Hurts
Do we
them a
know?
lot. They're immune.
Oh, okay.
He's immune
Lovely.
to fire and poison, and resistant to cold, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, and non-magical attacks.
No.
So
And he's then disadvantaged on dexterity saves. Or dexterity checks.
he does have magical resistance, but this doesn't have a resistance save.
This is a curse,
I eat this one too.
not my magic. Thank you.
Yeah. Any spells like that where there's no DC save are fantastic against him, because he
So
can't.
he is hexed.
And marked. You are hexed and marked. Marked.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
I'll let you do that, but you can't take any other overt action against him because you're terrified.
so I can't shoot.
No. I don't think you can. Hold on. Frightened. A frightened creature has a disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls, while the source of its fear is line of sight. The creature can't willingly move. Okay, you can attack him. It's just with disadvantage.
Oh.
But that's better than a kick in the teeth.
Well, I have an enhanced ability, but I don't know how it's ever going to really help me. As a spell.
Well, enhance ability, you can enhance dexterity, for example, and suddenly you become a lot better at firing a bow. Or you could do enhanced strength and be better at melee attack.
Or wisdom would be better at
Or
wisdom saves.
wisdom, and then you're in
But I'm just
wisdom's.
thinking whether to fire my arrow or to give Gaten like extra strength so when he goes in for his charge that he can hurt more. Would that give him any advantage?
Say that again. Give him what?
To,
Sorry.
If I enhanced ability onto Gaten, when he attacks, would he get an attack with advantage?
No. He would just get a slightly increased
I was
bonus.
like, yes, no.
No, that was my sideways shaking, but my head couldn't figure out the
okay.
direction properly.
Alright, well, high attack on a heavy
Yeah,
crossbow.
basically, if you do his con, he gets 2d6 temporary hit points. If you do his strength, it basically gives him advantage on a strength check. Cat's
Yeah.
Grace, advantage on dexterity
I'm just
checks.
very confused of how to
Eagle
use it.
Splendor. Advantage
I think enhanceability is more an outside of combat thing to, like if you're doing checks where you have to climb or something, you can go, oh,
Yeah.
you're really shit at climbing, let me make you a bit better.
God, that's changed since 3rd edition. It used to be
Well,
you
I'll
got
try
plus
the
4
heavy
strength.
crossbow for now, and then if need be, I'll move on to shatter later on.
Okay, make your attack with disadvantage.
It is on AC 22,
That hits.
5 damage.
5 damage.
And
Halved.
because I've done my bonus action as the hex, I cannot do bardic inspiration at the moment. Sorry, guys.
You see the bolt hits into his flesh and just disappears. You're not sure he even noticed that the attack happened, though we have taken a couple of hit points.
2. How rude.
So you have chosen death. Let it be so.
Right,
It's a Cupid's love arrow.
Alith.
Make your choice.
Snow will love you either way.
Can I just meditate?
You're holding your action for a second.
I was gonna say, can I try to talk to my patron and ask what his opinion is?
Thanks.
You ever got time for that?
Well, I don't know how long it takes to connect with the patron.
And he doesn't know if this creature's even going to attack him.
You'll start talking to him, and this guy will start answering.
You're pretty confident.
Alex,
that
is that you?
You're pretty confident if you don't attack this demon, he's not going to attack you back. You just
How
know
long
it.
does it take me to contact my patron? I need
Wait.
to know if this guy is like, you know,
Hello?
high up the
Boss.
chain, that I piss off the big boss if I kill him.
Can I fuck him up?
I mean, you can try and spend a turn just basically closing your eyes and talking to him, but you don't know whether you're going to get any response. And in that time,
I'm
your
just
friends might
imagining
die.
Aleph between all the horses sat in the middle.
I mean, this is clearly an impossible thing,
Putting
because
the 5 horses into a pentagon.
in character perspective, I've only just turned neutral. And the idea of a forcing evil might tilt me more on the evil side than the good side.
You knew you were battling against demons. I mean, you fought a lesser demon in the church, and you knew from the vision that you were heading towards a greater demon. But he's not a greater demon. He's a
I don't think I'll have
he's a pretty great demon. He's basically make hell great again.
Aww.
It's got a little red cap on.
So there's a greater demon than this one.
Oh yeah, this is You know.
No.
There's demons that are like fucking ginormous.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
doesn't
I
mean we
think-
have to come into contact with them.
We're gonna see a warlock become a demon hunter. Bring it on!
it happens.
It's not
Bring
traditional.
it on.
Do what you need to do, Alice.
Neutral demon hunter sounds brilliant.
Can I just pass for now and see what the demon does?
Isn't that what happened to Illidan? He started,
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
but
what I was
Illidan-
thinking.
and then he was like, "Nah."
Illidan was a mage. It's very different.
Who the
Yeah,
fuck
but
is
then he was
Illidan?
Illidan wasn't a mage.
He's from World of Warcraft, and
Was
he
he?
was started going evil, and then he was like, "Nah, fuck this shit. I'm gonna start killing all the evil people."
Oh, isn't that
No,
in the
no,
Hearthstone introduction?
Yeah,
thing?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, his intention.
I'll send you a link, Gary.
Basically, he didn't have the power to beat the Legion, which is like all the demons. So he pretended to join them, got the power off them, and then killed the guy that gave him the power, and then made it his mission to basically kill all of them. Which he did eventually, because they trapped the giant dude, and they dragged him out of space and put him in prison.
Yep.
So
So
all I
you-
heard from
you
that was
could-
Alice is meditating and contacting his patron. That's
He's holding his
How-
action for a second. He's like this. Oh,
No,
what do I do?
because I mean, it's like God versus friends. Like if you ask this to a cleric, for instance, if a cleric was told to do evil instead of good, the cleric would always choose good. So does that mean the warlock always chooses evil?
No.
I don't know.
Warlock chooses whatever he chooses.
Warlock does what Warlock wants.
The Warlock might have
Which is
taken the
yours.
deal and then like not really liked the
I
consequences.
mean, in the player's handbook, it says quite
You
often
could
warlocks
totally
fight against
make
their
it seem-
alignment.
You could totally make it think that you're on its side and then just like suddenly switch.
Don't know if I
You could
do that.
fly up next to him. Come on, brother. We can do this together. Yeah.
Oh, no, then you, in comparison, you're like the little Jimmy.
All right, boss. All right, Aleph.
That's a great plan, though. You fly up to him and then act like you joined him, and then
And then
That'd be
fireball
cool.
to the face.
yeah,
With nothing.
Hadouken.
Oh.
It would not be nothing. An empowered double Eldritch blast of awesome
Move back 20 feet out of the bubble. Bye.
Ah,
that force. You could force him to the ground. without
to
he
the
can't
7 mil.
save. Slam him into the ground, and then Gaten charges in because he's been ground bound. Sorry,
That's great, but that's if I decide to not. If I decide to fight the demon,
Yep.
Mhm.
which I don't know yet, so I just passed my turn.
well, it's the demon's turn.
Yeah, that's great. Demon, do what you want.
But on my next turn, if I'm still alive, chill touch sounds like a good idea.
It's immune to cold, or it's
Chill touch is necrotic. Hold on.
Oh, is it?
Which is great. It's what it's bad at. Plus, it's hot. Doesn't it want to? Doesn't like cold. Has some cold.
No, it's got resistance.
It's that Dad's now regretting being the storyteller and now wants to be one of us.
He's always wanted to be a player. No one has the skill. Good,
No,
yeah.
he said to me, he was like,
Wait.
Charlotte, I think you'd be really good, like Dungeon Master. I was like, yeah, but I don't know enough about it, so I'd just be doing stuff, and Harry'd be like, no, that's wrong. No.
The thing is, though, if you're the dungeon master, even if it's by the rules, you have the right to go. But yes,
Yeah, you do just make your own rule.
I changed that rule to no.
We
Right,
follow
where's the-
my rules.
Maybe I should roll a dice.
Oh no.
One half is evil, one half is good.
Has it been
Well,
24
actually,
hours?
that does make good sense. Unless you.
Oh,
go in a
you've got
coma.
your dice, yeah.
Yeah, you could roll your dice.
It's still the night.
Harry, I'm messaging you.
Yeah, I know. I can't see.
Everyone's messaging everyone but me.
I messaged you. You didn't answer.
I didn't get it.
I was gonna ask you to do like animal friendship on the beast. I didn't know what kind of beasts we were gonna face.
I tried to add you as a friend on Discord.
I'm not very good at
Right.
keeping up with the. I'm not very good with Discord, to be honest with you.
Me
I've got
neither.
loads of bubbles with numbers against it, which I'm assuming means there's chats and updates, but I can't keep up with it all. Right. Okay. The demon's going to attack. Alice's in too much of a personal turmoil over the whole goddamn
He
thing.
said he might be rolling a dice.
Yeah, I might be rolling a dice on this. They might be coming down to it.
Okay, the demon.
Right.
Jesus Christ, we haven't even finished the first turn yet. Fuck, we're going to be here until Tuesday. Right. Okay, the first thing he does is flame appears in his hands. And he throws them at Gaten.
Oh, we didn't do my
Well, that's not very friendly.
we didn't do our necrotic damage from my arrow.
No,
Add it.
add it now.
The 1d6.
Right, you got protection of evil, haven't you?
Yep.
Right, so I'm disadvantaged. Right, so.
You've got 6 necrotic damage.
How are you working on?
And you're also
Mm,
disadvantaged on
remember
dexterity saves.
Okay,
As a reminder.
Like, 12.
right. He's hurling flame. Gaten smashes to the ground in front of you. Ah!
There,
So he- and then he basically charges forward. His fork in one hand, his tail whipping around, and he slams into you.
And I, at that point, take my action to rage.
You can run that much? Wow.
He's flying,
Yes. Crazy.
and he can do
When
double
he-
his movement, so he can do 120 feet charge.
Ooh.
And
Yeah,
he
can I
is that
take-
big, by the way. He basically dwarfs Gaten. He looks like a baby next to this thing. And he
And I
and his
take my
fork-
held action to rage as he charges in.
You can see Paige then, is Paige an ant?
Yeah, something like that. Right, he makes 2 fork attacks. Oh my giddy aunt.
Am I able
First
to
attack.
rage before this
First
happens?
attack misses. Sorry?
Am I able to use my held action to rage as he charges in?
Yeah. Sorry, I
Okay.
just assumed you were doing that. You're raging. Second attack. Oh god, this disadvantage is hurting.
Thanks, Paige. High five.
No worries. Freya, you're next. Although I'm tempted to... I don't know what to do. We'll see next turn.
Okay. Both his fork attacks miss, thanks to disadvantage. His tail whips round. Fuck. I rolled a 20, but it's disadvantaged. Shitter. In the bitter. Right. Hits AC 21.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So you take initially...
Uh-oh.
3, 6, 9 piercing damage, which would be halved. So, 4. Now you need to make a DC save, and this is a hard one.
For what?
DC.
Stat.
Oh, sorry, com.
Ah. Well. Do I get anything from the protection of evil for this, or is it just a straight roll?
No, this is a straight roll.
10.
10.
But no, actually, no. I don't think it's going to be enough to even use the bless, is it? Never mind. I'll save that.
I'm not going to tell you. That's your call, mate.
He said it's the hard one. I guess hard one means over 13, 14, whatever.
Right. Okay. And
Yeah, I'm not going to use it.
Nah.
you take, and this isn't halved because this is a magic damage, not linked to the piercing damage. We got to be careful with that. And you take. Oh, it's not too bad actually. I rolled 2 1s. You take another 8 infernal damage. Basically, the wound bites into you, and it punches a hole, and you're like, oh god! But you suck up a lot of it. But then the wound just starts to spread, and the flesh starts to just basically erode. Now this is basically permanent. You're going to take 3d6 of damage every turn until someone magically heals you, or you die. And if you die, you're going to turn into basically a demon bitch.
Sounds great.
For you, but let's see if we can get some actions done first before.
Yes, cure wounds. I don't have it.
Yes, a magic heal will stop it, basically. But that's now got to be every turn 3d6 until that happens. Right. Okay. He's had his 4 attacks. Aleph, you've got held action. He's now come down. The fire didn't do anything, so he's basically come down to start dealing infernal damage.
You didn't answer my PM button.
Oh, there's another one.
It's not fair.
Thing is, at least you're getting straight after, so he's gonna immediately get his 3d6 damage.
He's basically not even really been scratched yet. He's at full health. He's taken, well, 8 hit points, but that's not even a scratch.
8 hit points on a scale of 1 to...
Alright,
Shut
I
up.
think I've made my decision.
This is a big moment in Aleph's character.
Let's see what he does.
He turns and stabs Freya through the eye. End of campaign.
Fuck you!
I'm gonna fireball my feet.
What?
You're killing yourself off.
Can't make this decision. See you later, guys.
He falls back,
And that
rolls up on your
Harry
character.
ends Discord call.
Suddenly, a
Yeah,
level 1 halfling fighter appears. Hi! I just happened to
I'd
be
go,
here.
I'd go like Blood Hunter, or whatever it's called, if I went there.
Arctic Explorer, here to help.
I'm surprised that the little pink friend hasn't come out yet. Right, what was that? Sorry, Harry?
Uh,
Are you going Demon Hunter?
Demon Hunter.
Demon Hunter.
Is he still
De-
flying?
Kill us
No.
all. I felt like I gotta add the opposite.
Alright, fine.
It's up to you, genuinely.
I honestly don't know. I might actually just roll a dice.
You're happy if that's what you need to do it. We won't judge you.
I will a little bit, but it's.
I mean, if I turn evil, I will literally kill like at least 2 people.
We'll see about that. Well,
We will-
Ginger will see about
We
that.
will have a
Well, I
crack,
can just
but-
cast fly and then start Eldritch blasting everyone. Oh. It'd be so easy though. No,
This
fine.
is round
right.
one.
Alright. Demon Hunter Alice. We're bringing it back home. Fuck it. Can't be asked. But this bullshit demon anymore. Right. I'm just gonna cast 2 Eldritch Blast against the demon.
Pushing him back.
Fuck this big motherfucker.
Okay. Make your attack rolls. Don't forget you're blessed. I need it.
James, how do I do the adding modifier separately?
I can't remember. I think it was just +2.
No, that's
It
something.
might be -D, then 2 for damage.
Yeah, that worked.
Nice.
Oh, I should have just copied and pasted that.
Right, you hit AC 19. That hits.
Ooh, and 23.
And that hits.
Right, he goes flying back. He takes 21 damage and he flies back 20 feet and is slowed by 20 feet. And Gates
Welcome.
I think
gets nothing.
with Alice, if it'd been some people, just random people, you would have joined him. But the fact that you've built a bond with us, I think that's the only. thing.
Yeah, I was thinking about it and I was like, part of me would go with the demon, but I feel like as he's murdering you guys, I'd be really conflicted. And it'd be like a Darth Vader moment with Luke
Yeah,
when he like, turns right at the end. But then I was like, why would I do that when I just kill everyone off?
Unlimited power!
Yeah, because like part of the decision has to be like role play, and then the other half has to be not fucking the entire campaign in the arsehole.
But if
Also-
you were just on a stroll with some random people,
Oh yeah, I
and
would
they
have
came up,
done.
you would have fucked them over. But
Yeah,
you
100%.
spent months and months with these people.
Yeah, you guys have saved my life a few times, I guess. I can't-
Who would betray this face? Come on.
We're practically family now.
traitor! Traitor!
Choo choo!
Asmodeus will find out about this.
No, you won't live to tell him.
Ooh, that's a good comeback.
Right,
Nice.
he gets pushed back. Oh. He gets pushed back. Was it 10 feet or 20 feet?
20.
20 feet. Right, Gaten, attack of opportunity. With advantage, I'm saying.
Oh, with advantage.
Yeah,
Ooh.
because that 15 ain't hitting.
That was a juicy 16 damage roll though.
That was a fucking juicy damage roll.
Would like to keep whichever damage is highest.
I will use my bless because I don't think 17's high enough. What is bless? 1d4.
Yeah. Come on, 4. Fuck.
1.
1.
18.
It hits.
Oh, I was
The
like,
ace- The AC is 18.
Bless well spent. Well done.
That was a. Thank you, Old Al.
So 10 slashing damage, magical slashing damage.
Yep. Okay. 1.
It's a shame that we can't like wear face masks and light the candle of bless and just put the demon to sleep. And
You
then just attack
basically
him while
between
he's
the
asleep.
Eldritch Blast, by the way, and your axe attack, you can see that this thing is a little bit damaged. Not a lot, but you can definitely see that he can be hurt. which is something at least. Right. Okay. So
you need to roll the 3d6 for damage on Gaten.
Okay, well, at the start
no,
of the
that's the
turn.
next turn.
Oh.
That's not now. That was just an attack of opportunity, basically.
Okay. Well, now it's Gaten's turn.
Tiller is going to go in for an attack as well.
Yay! Welcome, Tiller.
He charges
Where
in.
are you?
Not on the map, but he's there.
Jesus, he can go invisible, guys. We should
What
keep him running.
the fuck? I have never done that in my life.
What?
Oh,
We
I've
can't
just-
see.
I've just rolled
two
two
natural.
20s.
Wow. Tiller,
Okay.
go fuck
Demon's
that
dead.
bitch up.
That means
Demon's
we
dead.
just win, right? We just win.
Yeah, automatic win.
Wait.
Beautiful.
What was that roll for?
That was him attacking
Beautiful.
AC
with
and
advantage.
damage.
It doesn't. No. It's just 120. But the sheer fact that I rolled two 20s.
No.
Wow.
We're taking AC and damage, mate.
I
That's
don't-
20
what,
damage.
D20 for damage?
Wait,
No, I
who's
didn't-
attacking?
Tiller.
He charged in, so he got advantage.
Oh, Tiller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not on the
We're
map.
taking that as AC and damage. That's 20 damage to this demon.
I mean, he could deal more than 20 to be honest, because it's a crit, right?
I'm very
Well,
glad
he
that he rolled
does
it on someone
6,
attacking
12.
the demon and not the
But
demon.
no, I think it's going to do more like 12 to 15 damage.
Is
He,
that
he
it?
got 15 damage. 2,
Smashed it.
4.
Spot
Right.
on.
Okay, Gaten.
You're a
Do I take the damage at the end or beginning of my turn?
Now.
And protection from evil doesn't help anymore because it's not evil; it's just a wound.
It's
Yeah.
wound damage. Yeah, it's already been inflicted.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Sorry.
protection from evil protected him from 2 of his attacks.
Do you want to
Yeah.
roll it? Well, yeah, it's still,
Oh,
it's
yeah, I
still
need to roll
protected
it,
from
sorry.
further attacks, but not
Yeah.
from this wound.
It will be at the end of your turn.
Okay,
You'll
so I'll-
you'll take the damage. Yeah, so you'll get to,
I'll-
even if you go down on the turn, you take the damage. So you 6. It's 10. Another 10 infernal damage at the end of this
Okay.
turn.
And I'll charge in.
Right.
Swinging.
Ugh,
Oh,
Phenomenal!
Fred, you're gonna have to run.
No, I'm gonna have to run far.
You're gonna really need to run and touch. It's touch, right? Cure wounds.
I can do healing word, which is 60 foot. But
Oh,
it's
that's
not as
good.
strong. It's not as strong, but I can.
Doesn't matter. We just need to stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
AC 19
19 hits.
Nice.
for 10 damage. Magical slashing damage.
Yep, that 10 definitely hits.
And
God, imagine if I'd rolled those 2 20s when he was attacking you.
no.
Fuck.
That's
Cure the wounds. Would he still every time have another lot of 3d6?
AC 18
No, it stops.
for 17 magical slashing
On the
damage.
dot.
Wow.
My God, you're fucking him up.
Protection from evil rules, and I got 2.
Yeah. Protection from evil is goddamn powerful. I mean,
For
don't get
this
me
campaign.
wrong. Don't
For
get
this
me
campaign.
wrong. He's got a lot of hit points left. But
Okay.
I'm impressed that for, he's only had 1 round so far, and you've done a lot of damage to him. The problem is he's focusing on Gaten, and Gaten is, he might change his focus to Alith.
He can change it to everyone.
No.
There's a little ghostly figure around him that will stop him, and he'll have disadvantage on it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the spirit, he's like, fuck off. No, he's not. He's doing it.
I'm gonna light the pink candle. This demon's going down.
You lighting the pink candle?
I will when it's my turn. I've got some plans. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
It's your turn.
It's far from over yet. Right.
Oh, it's my. So
It's
the idea is
pages go.
yes. So bonus action, light the candle. No, is it bonus action?
It can be, yeah.
All right, bonus action, light the candle. Dash protection from evil on Freya. Is my hope. Because protection from evil is 1 full action.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, you can do it.
And is there, by the way, dear storyteller, is there any tingly feelings because of the sword or the ring?
Paige is
No.
dashing to Freya. Freya is not Gaten.
No,
Oh,
Freya. I'm
sorry.
going to Freya. Like
Yeah.
literally, little jump.
Yep, you just sort of
and-
sidestep.
Sidestep.
Yeah, we got. Yeah, I'm on Ginger. Still reminding you that. So protection from evil. Light the candle. What happens?
Right, you light the candle, and the
Director.
basically through the rest of this turn, this apparition appears. What is your bidding?
Kill the demon.
Help me kill the demon. Oops. Sorry. I didn't blow it out. Oh
Natural
well.
wind.
Okay,
Yes.
that's not how I work. But I will keep you safe.
He's got a candle.
How do you work?
Bought from someone previously.
I couldn't hear
And,
what his name is, by the way. Can you
He's
say that
covered
again?
what it does. And it
He hasn't
has
given
this
you his
screen
name.
protector.
It's a her
Oh,
for
sorry.
a start.
Oh,
in
sorry.
pink
Sorry.
plate mail. Basically, any attacks that will be on you will go to her instead, and she'll
Oh.
basically she uses her shield and sword to basically stop anyone from hurting you, protecting you, not just through magic, but
Right.
physically stopping blows, directing magic onto her instead of you. It makes you almost immune.
Love it. That's end of my turn, unfortunately, because I've spent all my.
Gator needs to talk to Al about some of these pink candles. Because if I can draw the attention of one that they have to attack me, and then
Yeah.
have this thing protect him.
Yep. We
You
got
might
that.
never see old
Yours.
Al ever again.
But
On-
is it the person holding the candle that is the one that gets the magic? So if someone else was holding said candle, would they get the magic?
Yes.
Okay. So
So if we get
All
the
right.
candle to Gaten,
yes, I think that might happen.
Okay.
Let's see.
Right, Freya. You are.
Well-
You gotta make an advantage saving throw because you're still scared.
so what save?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Sorry.
Fuck.
Advantage.
Advantaged.
That's what I think every time I have to make a wisdom save.
20.
Oh!
Yes! And the
You
other
rolled
one was a
20
nat
and a 1.
That's incredible. Okay, so you basically just pop out of it, and you really feel the power of Paige running through
My
you.
protection from evil.
Yeah.
Okay.
For 1 minute, so 10 more turns.
10 more turns.
So 9 more turns. 9 more turns. Well, your turns. Anyway.
Okay. So Freya, you've
Okay.
noticed that the crossbow bolts aren't doing an awful lot of damage because of his.
I'm gonna try
protections.
chill touch.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Do you have chill touch?
And it's not enough to hit, however I do have a bless.
Okay, you make a ranged spell attack against the creature with disadvantage.
Oh. So shall I do the disadvantage again? Or are we going for disadvantage? I didn't realise I was disadvantaged.
You are on any magical attack against him.
But he has protection. Oh, okay. Even the protection from evil doesn't cancel it out, basically.
No.
I didn't know this before I casted it. However, now
Sometimes
I
you
have.
discover these things in the heat of combat.
Yes. I've got to cast it again because I've missed. There you go. I've missed. If it's
Yeah.
disadvantage.
You
just
cast
no
a
point
spell,
whatsoever.
an ethereal demon's kind of undead hand appears in the air near the demon and goes to touch him. But as he touches him, the hand itself just withers and dies.
However, then, how do I do?
You
My
use
bonus
a
action, I'm
puny
gonna-
cantrip against me. Me!
I tried. My bonus action, I want to use healing word.
I used a cantrip against him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
well-
that Eldritch Blast is like pimped up to the fucking max.
How do I make it level 2?
I think it's -L2 or -2. There is a way you can do it. We did work it out.
Because if I use level 2 rather than level 3, because I've only got one level 3 spell left, at least we have a cure wounds level 3 to really, if someone fucks up. No, it just did healing word level 1
Well,
again.
just roll an extra dice.
Okay.
It's dash L and then space and then the level.
Oh, I
So
didn't
I
do
was
the
right.
space. I didn't do a space.
Well,
So
I
I'm just
didn't
gonna
say
roll
space
1.
either, to be honest with you. So
1d4 plus.
No, you didn't get plus on the second roll, Charlotte.
But it's 2d4 plus 4.
Yeah, but you've already got the +4.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 3. So
Nice.
10. That's the exact amount you had, wasn't it? Of damage.
He
no,
had
he's
2
taken more
tan.
than that.
I've taken
Yeah.
22 in total. But the main
Okay.
thing is that it should stop the infernal thing.
Yes. So
Yeah,
basically,
exactly. That's what we're doing.
the glowing magic just basically ripples around your wound, and then it just stops, and the infernal putrid mess that's around your wound just stops and fades and crumbles, and you're just left with this jagged wound. But yeah, you can feel the skin's already fused against it underneath the sort of dermal layer, stopping it from being too deep an internal wound. Right, okay, so Freya on to Alith, who's now fully committed to the path.
Yeah, I'm holding my turn until the demons, after the demons.
Again, okay. The demon goes full shit, bat crazy on Gaten.
Oh, that's surprising.
With disadvantage.
You'll get your turn, fucker.
He looks at you and says before he basically goes in. Right, here we go. Lots of dice rolling.
I'm surprised he didn't just pick Gaten up to you.
First attack.
Throw him.
First
Don't
attack.
give him ideas.
First attack hits AC 21.
Mm-hmm.
That's disadvantaged. Second attack hits rolls a 1. Third attack, fuck, AC 14. Fourth attack, fuck, disadvantage. Fuck you. Right.
Nice.
Okay. That's so powerful. You take 9. You take 15 damage.
Is
From
that
one of his.
Wow.
Yes, that is halved. It's magical, but it's just piercing damage. He basically spins around his fork and he just starts stabbing his fork into you.
Do I have to do that con save again?
No, not with the fork, only with the tail.
Phew. All right.
Well, now that he's done that,
I see you have a form of protection against me. This is most unfortunate. It'll just slow down the inevitable.
Maybe.
right, I'm just gonna shoot more Eldritch Blast then. I was waiting in case he attacked me, because you said he might attack me. In which case, then I was gonna Vampiric Touch.
Yeah,
Set them
at the
up.
moment he's still fairly confident he's going to win. But Gaten is proving more difficult than he anticipated. Fucking protection from evil bullshit.
Oh, I did put dash.
Don't forget, Tiller's also in melee with the demon. So if you push him back, he's gonna
Oh, 17.
Okay, that one misses, and that one misses.
You can use
I'm gonna use the thingy on the 10 one.
What thingy?
Bless. It doesn't matter what I roll,
Yeah.
because I only need to get one.
Do you mean on the 17?
Yeah. 17, so that's
18.
14 damage to him and 10 feet back, and 10 feet slow.
Yeah, okay. As your Eldritch Blast smashes into him, you see like quite a lump of red flesh just blasts off of him, exposing some of his demonic rib cage underneath. Oh! And he moves back. Damn, this is a fucking killer combo. 10 feet. Right. Okay, Tiller and Gaten, attacks of opportunity.
As a normal or as advantage?
Advantaged. Which is good because I rolled a 2. 15. That hits.
AC 19 for 11 damage.
Right. Okay.
It's a magic weapon. Does it do less damage?
No, it does more damage.
Magic weapon does more damage.
Okay.
Right.
I didn't know if he was magic resistant or something.
Yeah, it's
Gaten,
magic resistant. but not that
back to
kind of
you.
I charge in again. Still pissed off and swinging me axe.
Okay. Yep, make your charge attack.
Oh, I misses the first one.
Right.
And then the second attack will be not advantage, right?
No.
AC 23
Well,
for
that hits.
10 damage.
10 damage. Okay.
Harry.
Gaten, that was your go. So,
what-
Paige.
What do I need to type to check my stats?
Yes. So,
Your stats? What do you mean?
Like how
first
many
of all,
spells
Gary,
I
do you have like
have?
more epic combat music?
Just type
Oh.
to me in Discord.
Do you know what? I haven't changed the music, have I? You're right.
No.
I know, and I've got
Very
it
calm and
quite
quiet.
high up, and I feel like we're all good. We're gonna be fine with the
I do
music.
apologise. That's tardy DMing on my part. Can you forgive me?
Of course. What are you talking about? Jesus.
Thank you.
You just played the boss battle from Pick of Destiny.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember that fight.
Boss battle is where they have the rock off with Satan.
Yes, yes.
I even done a gif of you and Freya in the chat
What?
after you done protection from evil on Freya.
Oh yeah. I just saw it.
What's that?
There's a gif
Oh,
in
yeah.
the chat after the
You need to pick a destiny now.
Yeah.
To smite the demon. Fuck! Fuck! The demon code prevents me from declining a rock off a challenge.
we have
What?
a bard.
Are your terms? What's the KH? Right. Okay.
So-
Paige.
I'm gonna get in 30 feet, cast Planar Warrior, which is basically turns my next attack into force damage, hoping that he doesn't have resistance to force damage. We'll see.
We'll see. So you're getting within 30 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20,
I'm
25.
on a lion,
Yep.
and I've got a ring, so
Yeah.
I should be okay.
One of the reasons I haven't changed the music, by the way, is I'm having a bit of difficulty at the moment. So I'll show you. Basically, my main management screen has just gone blank. So I'm having to look
Oh.
at that screen to do it. But to do that, I
Gotcha.
have to basically get rid of all of my sound effect boards to do it. So if I don't, I have to then keep switching back and opening up each window. So it's a little bit of extra arse ache. And this is the second time now where I've had problems with the combat thing not working properly. So
It is looking good so far, and
Yeah.
music is good now as well.
yeah, it's not the. I could have chosen better, but I was panicking. I suddenly realised it was still on the chill while you're outside in the fog music, and I hadn't changed it. Right. So you're.
So, I'm gonna get in 30 feet, cast
Yep.
Planar Warrior, and then I'm gonna shoot an arrow.
Okay, you do that, and then you
Is that-
prepare your arrow and strike. Make your
Do I
attack
have an
roll.
advantage?
No.
Okay. Longbow. 23.
That hits.
So he's got Hunter's Mark. So that
1d6.
adds
Is it
D6 plus yes, and the Planar Warrior adds D8, and everything is force damage. So roll 1d6.
This is the combo that
Roll
worked but well before, didn't it?
1d8. Yep, and I should have sneak attack as well if I have advantage. So that means
You're not
another D6.
advantaged. No.
Yeah. So that's 10 more damage, 18 damage in total.
18 damage.
Choo-choo.
It's a good hit.
And does it go through? What do I see?
So basically the arrow strikes straight into him, smashing his body back. Wait, plane of what? Does it do anything else specific?
It says, let me tell you. Whoop, whoop, whoop. As a bonus action, choose one creature you can see within 30 feet, blah, blah, blah. The next time you hit that creature on this turn with a weapon attack, all damage dealt by the attack becomes force damage, and the creature takes an extra d8 force damage from the attack.
Yeah, well, he's done that. Yeah, basically the arrow just explodes, and the force just basically creates this compression wave into the demon, and he takes the full damage.
Nice.
He basically, at that point, he unfurls his wings. Looks like he's about to do something different. He's getting pissed off now. This combat with Gaten is not going the way he planned whatsoever.
I've looked up force damage. It's basically like magic missile, so it's kind of gives, when the arrow goes blue and forcey.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's not got any resistance to that at all. So basically, as it hit it, it basically creates this like compression wave throughout his body as the force basically explodes into him. So it doesn't leave an arrow like normal. The arrow itself transforms. Right. Freya.
Yeah.
Protected and safe. Go kill.
I'm protected from evil.
I'm going to get rid of that window. I'm going to try and do this so I can see, because at the moment I can't see the soundboard and see the combat table at all, which is really distracting me. It's getting too technical now. Right. Let's see if that works.
Am I
You
within?
just need to buy an 8K monitor and then have like 10 displays at 1080p just tiled on it.
It's not that the screen's pretty big. It's just because the way I'm doing it, the screen captures the whole window, and I can't minimize the window without fucking the stream up. It's just the way I've got it done. Normally works fine because I can see it on the other map,
Yeah.
but it's not showing me shit. But anyway, right. Sorry, Freya, you were saying.
Well, I'd like to cast Shatter, but I need to be within 60 feet. So do I need to move forward?
You are within 60 feet now.
Okay.
Yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, yes you are. You're within 60 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna try Shatter.
Right. Shatter, checking up the spell now.
Bardic Inspire, yo boy.
Each creature in a 10-foot radius sphere centered on that point must make.
It will just hit the one target.
Yeah.
It's a pretty weak attack for one person, but
Constitution saving throw. Creature takes 3d8 thunder
Right.
damage.
So he gets advantage on
fail.
his con saving throw.
Let me just do my thing.
yeah, I think your spell slots would be better off not casting Shatter, to be honest. But I'm not allowed to say that.
That's right, she's cast it now. He makes his saving throw.
Well, I need to make it level. I wanted to make it level 3, but I can't seem to bloody. Oh, there we go. You get 26
Good rolls,
thunder
though.
damage. 26 thunder damage.
So half 13 thunder damage. Fuck.
And then, as my bonus action, I'd like to use my bardic inspiration on Gaten.
Okay. Gaten, you suddenly hear the verse and chime of Freya's voice, just filling you with inspiration. You feel like you could just take on the world, goddammit.
Fuck up this bitch, fuck up this bitch.
Bitch,
Oh,
fuck
come
up
on,
this bitch.
fuck
That's
up
the
it.
best song ever.
Fuck up this
20.
bitch, fuck up this bitch. Come on, fuck up him. Did it, fuck up him.
Make that bitch go bad. Right, Alith. You can see this demon is right fucked up now. This has not gone the way he planned at all, and this disadvantage is just screwing the shit out of him. Gaten would have been dead twice over by now.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't really do much else until he starts attacking me, really. So I'm just gonna keep popping.
It's doing it's a very successful combo.
19 and 9, so 1 hits for 7 damage.
Okay, so he gets pushed back another 10 feet. Does that
My
work?
turn's only take like 5 seconds now.
Yep.
Oh, and
Okay, what's your damage on the 19? 7 damage. God, you're doing some serious damage to this fucker. Gaten making attack of opportunity again. Tiller
With
makes
or
an attack of
without
opportunity. 17 does another
Is it
4 damage.
with or without advantage?
With advantage. Because you're in melee and both of you
18
are
for 14 damage.
13. How much
are you
damage?
using?
14 magic damage.
What's that, Paige?
Are you using that stuff that Al gave you, Gaten? James.
No,
Oh,
I
yeah,
haven't.
fire rule. It wouldn't
Yeah.
matter. It's fire against a fire demon.
It wasn't fire. It was. It
It was
added
like
an
a
extra +1.
yeah,
Yeah,
oil and
for
a
the-
stone.
I haven't
Yeah.
used it yet.
No,
I thought it set the weapon on fire.
No, it just makes it an extra
Oh,
+1, so
okay.
it'd be +2.
Yeah, both you and Tiller slam your weapons into this dude. His short sword plunged into its leg. You managed to slam it across the mid-region, catching it across the stomach. You can see this kind of black blood just pouring from wounds everywhere. You can see shattered marks where part of his body has been blistered apart, where force damage has corrupted parts of his flesh. And the Eldritch blasts have just left charred messes across his chest. Don't forget, when you kill a demon, you don't actually kill it. It just basically then gets banished back to its own realm. Because these things are immortal. You can only kill it if you go to the 9 hells.
What you're saying is Boss Man is going to be pissed at me.
Boss man's going to be a bit pissed at you.
He's
Yeah,
saying is we need to go to the 9 realms of hell and then kill it properly.
possibly at some point. Right, okay, he unfurls his wings and he flies up into the air.
Oh, I
Um,
forgot you could fly.
And then he basically completely ignores Gaten and starts to throw fireballs, or these fire bolts into Aleph, realizing that his time is nearly up and he's not going to be able to get through everybody. He knows what he has
Oh.
to do before he's banished.
Why is he going
Four-
for me?
The only team member without protection.
Because
of
you're a
anything.
traitorous bastard. 4
But he
bolts
still
of
gets
fire.
disadvantage if it's an attack roll because of the ancestral protector.
Does that work against spellcasting as well?
Any attack rolls.
I have to make
So if he
attack
has-
rolls.
Yes.
God damn it! Fuck you!
Yes.
Fuck you!
But-
Fucking
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, also,
It's worse.
by the way, my robes have protection from evil.
No.
Yes, they
Oh,
do.
yes.
Yes, they do.
Awesome. This
I've got it
team.
inbuilt, baby.
Fuck, you are designed to fight evil. Right.
It's crazy.
I don't- I
It's as though
don't-
we've collected the correct things along the
Gary.
way to help us at this point.
I don't want to make you cry, but even after, if any of them hit, Harry's character has resistance and all damage taken as well because of the protector.
First attack is a
Nobody's dying today.
first attack hits AC 16 disadvantaged. Is that what's
Yeah,
your,
that hit.
what's your AC?
15.
Oh,
Oh,
fucking hell.
shit.
I don't have to. Okay. Second one hits. Third one hits. Fourth one hits because your AC is shit.
It's not that bad for a caster. 15 isn't that bad.
That's not too bad, but he's
Mine
got
is
out.
14, so I'm worse.
Yeah.
He did actually do some good. The lowest roll he made was a 7, but plus his attack bonus, that's way more than 15. Right. Okay.
At least the damage
okay.
involved.
Yeah. So that's 8. That's 16d6 fire damage.
Jesus Christ.
What?
16.
This is fire. You're okay with fire, no?
No.
16 d6 fire damage.
What?
You might be dead.
Right.
Don't kid.
10, 15.
Can I? I don't even have an
20,
action, so I can't even like throw
25,
my death
He's
saving
not
ring.
happy.
29,
Do you have a bonus action, Alex, that
31,
you've held?
34.
I have a bonus action, yeah.
38.
Or do you want to steal my
42.
death saving ring from my body? I'm right next to you.
Hold on.
Seems
What's your resistance to damage thing?
So the Ancestral Protector, till the start of the next turn, that target has disadvantage on attack rolls that isn't against me, so he has the
Yeah.
disadvantage. And when the target hits a creature other than you with an attack, that creature has resistance to the damage dealt by the attack.
You know.
What is this weapon?
It's Ancestral Protectors, it's the path I took as a barbarian.
Oh.
So you've just saved him from 21 fire damage with that Ancestral Protector.
Oh, is that what you did at 21?
I got 42. I took
Yeah,
four-
but as in like, you did that
Yeah.
at 21. No, I'm still alive then. I'm not down.
No.
But basically,
Yeah.
the fire explodes towards you. As it does, this spirit of this ancient human stands in front of it and goes, "No!" And as he does, half of the fire just explodes against this old ancestral being. "I shall protect your friends!" Ah! And only half the fire damage explodes. It still knocks you back.
Ow.
What are you wearing?
Magical robes.
Okay, I'll let you off. They don't catch fire. Yeah, basically, you are just covered in flames. The flames try to ripple up over your clothing, but because of the magical nature of your robes, they're able to resist off the fire. You only take the 21 fire damage. Damn it. The demon's like, oh, wait. I've got too many fucking screens up here. This is too much.
No! No! You need to die for your traitorous ways. Asmodeus will punish you for this.
With my bonus action, then, I'm gonna eat the 5 or drink the 5 good berries that I have left in my little pouch.
Okay, we get 5 hit points back.
Oh, that's all my good berries.
I'm cold.
Oh, I'm
Right.
boiling. I'm fucking melting right now. It's so hot in here.
Okay, yeah, he's staying up in the air now.
You
Fuck
still
this.
have a healing potion from way back.
Dayton,
I don't.
Because
Yeah.
I do, I just
your enemy is floating up in the air,
How high?
about 30 feet.
when I say jump, you say how high.
Okay.
He's realised that you guys are too tough for him to just mellow this shit out of you. His plan was to
Okay.
just come down and just eat through you, but he bounced off of your protection from evil.
I'm gonna go for a reckless attack and throw my javelin that I've got.
Okay,
Apparently I've got javelins, so I'll use them.
yep, they've been on your back, but you have. It's a shame you haven't basically whetstoned them in preparation for this. You could have got +1 on them, but you got all the damage.
Could have, but I forgot I even had them.
Could haves and should haves. Okay, you let fly your mighty shaft. The rest of you look on, going, "Oh my god, Gayton does range damage."
You had this all along?
AC 21 for 7 piercing damage.
Wow.
Half to 3.
Yep. And second attack, same again.
How many javelins you got?
6 apparently.
What the fuck? You can't have 6 javelins on you.
Apparently,
Just basically look like a
He's a
tank.
big guy.
I think that comes as starting equipment as well. So
6 javelins. What?
It's just a casual.
I have to remember that next time you make a dexterity save. Yeah, I'm gonna stealthily crawl through the small hole. What, with your 6 fucking javelins?
Now.
AC 24 for 8 piercing damage.
Yeah, Jesus.
Love it.
That was actually a bloody. Oh my god, he's looking fucked.
I've only got 4 left. Don't worry.
One of the javelins hits him in the lower leg, but then the second javelin catches him through the wing and just pierces through his wing and comes out the other side. You can see he's like, the demon is just bleeding black ichor onto the floor. This is like, he is bleeding from so many wounds. Okay, that was Gaten over. Page.
So I'm going to cast Zephyr Strike on myself.
Right.
So that means that I have advantage on my next attack. That also means I can activate Sneak Attack, and then this adds also D8 force damage on top of my damage. So let's roll.
Let's roll. I'm rolling.
I draw my bow, and I'm ready to shoot up. How
Yep.
far up is he?
He is 30 feet up and 40 feet away. 5, 10, 15,
Shit.
20, 25, 30. 40.
Wonder
So
if it was,
about
yeah.
40,
forgot
45
advantage.
feet.
45 feet. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
A squared
So-
plus B squared equals C squared. So 40 plus 40. 40 squared plus 40. Anyway, whatever. So that's 160 plus 160.
That's about like 50 meters, I think, which I can get. It's like a building away from me.
It's the square root of 320.
Okay. However, Paige makes it, and she hits.
Yes.
I forgot to roll advantage, but I re-rolled. I'm happy to take that low damage because of my failure. So 6 damage plus 1d6 sneak attack plus 1d8 force. That's 12 more, so that's 18 damage. Do I have anything else?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, cool.
The arrow flies up, goes through his neck, pierces out through the back of his skull.
You can see him look.
You can see him look down, and he's like, and you can see the shaft of the arrow through his mouth, and he's like,
No! No! No!
and he basically just explodes in a burst of blood. Just sprays everywhere, hitting on the outside walls of the
There goes
bubble.
my plan.
What was your plan? Hold on.
I'm gonna try and eat his heart and see if I can become a demon hunter.
Oh, God.
You can still do it.
Yeah, his
Out
body
of
falls
it.
to the ground. Hold on.
Ooh, that was good.
Well, I've still got some healing slots if anyone would like some health back.
Yeah, I kind of need. Actually, I've got prayer of healing. The
10-minute ritual of just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it get you full up?
probably not, but it'll be worth it in case we have to use spell slots another time.
I think this is the end, so we'll take a rest after this.
I didn't use a single spell slot that entire fight.
Used all of mine.
Yeah, I didn't
Hoping that-
realise Vampiric Touch, when you cast it once, you can cast it free for the rest of whenever you want to cast it until you take a gap go. So if I was in melee with someone and they were punching me in the face, I could just Vampiric Touch them, and every single turn I can like lifesteal off them.
How much does it lifesteal?
They
Yeah.
do some damage to you, you just take it back.
Yeah, exactly. There's 3d6 and you heal for half of it, so you can heal for like, say, like 8 or 7, 6 average every turn and deal 3d6 to them.
So we need to start getting Aleph into bar brawls, where it's just unarmed combat and D4s.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm ready for all my powers to be taken away.
Is he dead then? Well, dead.
Yeah, the demon's dead, but I'm gonna lose my powers because Patron's gonna be dead.
Nah.
Right.
I mean, it has to happen.
The body falls to the ground, vanquished.
I can't.
As it does, the this light appears, consuming the body, and you see this tiny fey spirit appear, a flickering image of 1,000 lights of every color you've ever imagined in your soul. As soon as you see the light, you feel a power and radiance emanating from it that basically just consumes you. You feel nothing but love for this fey creature. It basically looks like a tiny elf with gossamer wings, but its colors basically emit every color in the spectrum that you can imagine. She holds her hand up, and you see the spirit of the old man, Iron Fist, sort of get up. And as you do, the bubble bursts. And you see the whole city come to life around you. People start moving in. And you can see some men start to run forward. But as they're running forward towards their king, you see them, they run through you. You try to turn and react, but you find that you are moving really slowly. And this fey creature walks over to you, holding hands with this old man, who now looks almost stupefied like a child. The creature looks at you, and her voice is just scintillating. This is the second time you have helped me in the Fey realm. You have saved Yagamama, and now you have freed Pericles. You will now have my blessing going forward. Her voice basically sounds just like music. Sorry?
You've been dying to use that voice.
Yeah, her voice literally sounds like music pouring cold water on your ears. You've never experienced anything like it. The
I
power...
hate it, by the way,
Sorry?
because Fae are my favorite enemy.
You love this person.
Oh,
You cannot
okay.
help it.
Okay, interesting.
A forbidden love.
Yeah.
Yeah, Faye's kind of the opposite of what I basically worship.
Yes.
Well, I think it looks cute. After all the scared times that I've gone through, I'm living my best life.
If you continue to pray to Yagamama, I will now shower my love upon you.
Oh, I get it.
As she
I get
says
it.
that, she basically opens her arm and a rainbow of colours just wash over you. You basically stand there like this, and the light just basically pulses over you. You find yourself seeing the city fade from view. Let me take you back to your own time and your own dimension, for this place no longer exists. And these people are out of time. I return them now, and I return you also. And the city fades, and as the light starts to fade, you see you're standing in a ruin, cold and dark. And the city as you once saw it is now just a ruinous mess. Where there once was a proud castle, there's a broken keep. Where there was once 60-foot high walls, there's now just crumbled ruin. The houses have fallen to dust. It's as if hundreds of years have just basically transpired since you were here last. But the Fey creature is still here, and so is the ghost of the old man. You deserve the gift of the Fey. Pericles here will now take you to aid you in your quest, because you are going to be defending us against more than just the orcs. For there are demons afoot. Demons that we, the gods of the realm, have only just become aware of. You fight for us all, and we all in our turn thank you.
Is this what's her name? The fairy god, god of fae.
You may call me Wildessa.
That's it. Well, that's no.
Yep. So basically, this is the least known god in the realm. This is one of the new gods speaking to you, but the one that keeps secret and fey and away from the world. It is said in story that she was a dimension traveler who basically would move between the fey realms and the wilds and would help to transport people between dimensions. And that's why she's not seen very well in this realm, because she basically travels between possible futures, different dimensions, and the different layers of the Feywild. She glances at you one more time, and you just feel this warmth again, the presence of being in just near a god. She turns as well, and she waves a hand, snuffing out the candle that you had lit with the pink, and she looks at the candle.
I've killed it.
She basically puts her hand over the candle, and the candle regrows back to new again. I see you've met Albert.
Albert?
Ooh.
You know him as Old Al. He guided us back when we were mortals. Back
Yes, we've...
in the days before the new gods. I must go. There is much I must do, for the war against the hells is just starting. And you indeed will be lights in the fight against that realm.
Will we?
Godspeed.
She flutters her wings and she disappears. As she does, Aleph falls unconscious to the ground. Aleph, you find yourself teleported to a different realm. You can see before you there's this huge stand, and standing before it you can see visually this demon, maybe 300 foot tall, that basically consumes the sky. It looks like he's the size of the world. His wings spans from horizon to horizon. And standing next to you, holding your hand, is Wildessa.
Oh.
For the rest of you, time freezes for a second.
I was just seeing if I had any spells to help him.
Alex, you did a brave thing today. Several times I've tried to reach out to you since you first met Yagamar. Well, but Asmodeus is powerful, and even I, as a god, struggle to contain his powers. You need to choose your path now. Do you wish to return to him, for he will accept you and hope to still corrupt you? And in time he might, or he might not, depending on the strength of you. Or you can turn and worship me, and I shall grant you new powers and take you on a path that will lead you to the light and give you the ability to transport between the realms. Choose now.
I don't want to do either.
The demon stands looking at you. His presence is basically like that of a planet standing next to you.
Well,
Can I
are
choose
you
neither?
mine? Or are you hers?
I am Alice.
You basically find all your powers stripped. Weakness returns to your arms.
Sounds about right.
You try to pull up the power of Eldritch, and it just denies you. You try to fly, and the power just escapes you, even though the knowledge is within your head of how to do it.
I don't want to be either, man. I want to
There
be the grey one. I want to be the one in the middle.
Wanna be
Between good and
the
evil.
very best.
There is a third path.
I sorry to disappoint both of you, but I don't particularly want to be on either side. I quite enjoy being the middleman. The one that, you know, sends the damned to the damned and helps the good. But don't get me wrong, I do like being evil now and then, but I do enjoy being good now and then. But I am my own person, I choose neither. So what is this third option?
A door appears before you. It is grey and bland, made of stone. Both the demon and the god point to the door.
Get the fuck out.
Cheerio. Let's find where this goes.
Do you want to roll the dice before you go?
Coma! Fuck.
There is no dice. You're in spirit form.
Well,
You carry
spirit
only
dice.
your soul. And this scene before you doesn't truly exist. It is a manifestation within your mind as your soul tries to choose its path. As you feel the power of the demon leaving you. And you feel the power of the Fae offered to you. But you feel neither attracts you. So you walk to the door. And as you do, the door opens. And you step into it. And as you do, you lose your footing. And you just fall into oblivion. Right.
Am I smelling you?
Okay, so the rest of you, the spirit of the old man just looks at you and then starts to walk this way. Starts to walk towards the doors to the main keep, and he looks at you and he goes. He seems to be talking and walking like he's in a soup, but he walks towards the door. As you're talking, you see Alepht's body just fades away. You're not sure really where you are. You're in the. You feel like you're back on the earth.
Do I
And
have
you can.
time to go piss while you do
Yes,
this
you do.
thing?
Yeah, you don't exist anymore. So basically, you're in a realm, but you don't know what the realm is. Things don't feel right, but they certainly aren't the way they were. And he walks towards the doors that are basically blasted off their hinges. And yet, strangely, as he approaches them, these spiritual versions of the doors just open. He turns to you three. 4. Because Tilla's there with you.
Hmm.
He beckons you with a slow hand.
Yes, we join him, we walk in with him.
Sorry, what?
His mouth opens and he seems to like he's speaking, but it makes no noise. He leaves no
I'm
tread
living
marks on the
calm.
floor.
I'm
He
still
beckons
not
you.
over Alet disappearing all of a
No,
sudden.
me neither.
I'm like, what? Like, he's great, he's doing that, but I'm like looking at Alet's, where Alet's supposed to be.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on there. Tilla starts to
there-
follow him.
Has the face spirit disappeared as well?
Yes.
Gaten's going to follow them as well.
Okay.
Well, then that leaves
Confused
All
about Aleph, but
Charlie
think-
behind.
I don't know what's going on, so it could be that everyone fades away when they're done here, or I just don't know.
Okay, so Gaten and Tilla is walking towards the old man. What about Paige and Freya?
I'm following, but a slower pace.
Okay.
Me too.
Very tentatively.
Okay.
Ginger
you know-
back
oh,
in the pocket.
She's already gone. He's already gone.
Oh, right.
yeah.
Yes.
I didn't even mention it. So basically, you just find yourself standing and the lion is gone. In fact, nothing feels quite right here. You kind of feel like you're in a dream almost. But it feels real. I mean, if you pinch your cheek, it feels like you're pinching your cheek. You're not asleep, but it feels like a dream. You walk through the door and you can see that there's this great hall again, and he keeps walking to the other side, and another door opens, and a set of steps lead down. And you follow, and he goes down into the basement, and he stops by what appears to be a wall, and he brushes his hand against the wall, and this door appears, and he goes, and then he disappears like
From me.
an image that just turns to a cloud and then fades, and the door opens, and beyond it's very dark, but you catch the glint of things shining.
Okay, have a look at what they are, I guess.
Okay, you go in there, and it's basically there are racks of chests, and in the chests are basically thousands and thousands of gold pieces, each chest piled high. There are chests just full of gems. There are scrolls on shelves. This is basically the treasure room of this old city, and it's been left untouched because up until, well, now the city hasn't existed in this realm anymore. And as you freed the city, well, that is indeed a problem. But
fill your boots.
yeah.
Fill the horse.
So D&D doesn't count coin weight, so if we convert everything to coins, we're good.
I'm afraid even I have my limits on that sort of justification.
I'm carrying 40 million coins in my pouch.
It weighs nothing.
Well, you have got
So-
a carriage, haven't you?
Yeah, we
Oh,
do have a
oh,
pack
oh,
mule.
oh, horse.
You have a pack mule. There was a carriage at one point because you had money on.
No,
No,
we don't.
wrong
We
campaign.
have
Ignore me. You don't have a
Not
carriage.
since
five
I've joined.
horses. 3 are being ridden and then rode.
2 are pack.
2 a pack.
Okay. As you start looking around, you see an image reappear before you, like a grey swirling cloud, and it forms slowly into the shape of Alith. Alith, you reappear. You fall for what seems like eternity. You feel like years have gone by, and your mind has basically spent that time traveling the universes of your mind, thinking about the universe, thinking about your place in it. And you find yourself back in this room just full of treasure and scrolls and
Of course Aleph is
basically
when
just
there's money.
items galore. Everyone make investigation, search, perception rolls, whichever one works best.
I haven't got my dice on me, have I? 'Cause I could really do with that extra roll.
Yeah, you have it. You have everything.
Oh,
Never mind.
Dayton, there's a room. You can see a room. There's a room.
10.
Paige, there's a room. There's loads of glittery stuff in it. Freya, you're traveling. You're working your way through the room, and you find this small chest, and you open it up, and there's basically a cloth bag in it that's got
Is
like
it one of those bags that is like, I can fit as much as I want it?
Bag of holding.
Yes.
it's a bag of holding.
Yes, I'm having it. Thank you very much.
It's-
Filling my
it's-
boots.
It's a greater bag of holding.
Oh my
Um,
god.
And you look in it, and if you lay it down, it basically sits upright, and there's a little ladder in it.
Oh my goodness. I am the Hermione Granger of us all now.
Nice.
Oh, I believe he said this was his. He was giving this to us.
Come on, guys.
This isn't.
Let's before we start filling our boots. I think Aleph might notice something also.
Alith. Yep. You notice a huge amount of scrolls, spell scrolls, lined up in racks and spell books. And you understand them. You know what they mean. There's power in
I'm-
these things you
I'm a
could
bloody
learn. Sorry.
wizard now. Am I a bloody wizard now?
Well, we'll have a
Wizard
chat
Harry.
after this, but
You're a wizard, Harry. Yeah.
yeah, we'll have a chat after this. But you basically need to make a big choice now.
It'll be a secret convo.
Yeah,
We'll
you
find
didn't
out
choose
later.
the two. You didn't choose
it-
the two warlock paths that were offered to you, so now you've gone down through the grey door.
Yeah. It's that bad.
Well, the problem is you can't be neutral
Find
without
out
with a
next week, you
patron.
can
So
find out
I'll talk
after.
to you. You've basically chosen a path between the patrons.
I choose the neutral patron.
There isn't one.
Right,
Well, there
let's
is
start.
Mother Earth. But there we go.
I'm a druid.
No, not having another fucking druid. That is not happening. No, no, no.
What's wrong with
Oh.
druids?
That's not fucking happening.
I created a druid in our last campaign. I
No,
made it
Titanus
overpowered.
appears and strikes you down with a thunderclap from heaven itself. There's only
What
one of
happened with
me,
the
she
druid?
says.
Basically, I abused the shit out of it, and it was OP as shit, and then it became a super powerful god.
Yeah.
So,
It was like the most max power character I could physically make.
She was ridiculous.
if
Anyway.
we can read the scrolls, are we able to learn any of the spells?
You can cast the spells from the scrolls, thus consuming the scrolls.
Alright, what spells have we got?
I shall tell you another time because I haven't got the list.
All right. Any longbows lying around?
But I can tell you that there is a vast treasure of wealth. You can't even begin to estimate the value of the rubies and the gems and
Well,
the
we're gonna
the
Put
jewelry.
in as much as we can into my bag of holding.
Yeah, but your gift of freeing the curse of Tulia and releasing her father from the eternal bond of the demon Baal is that basically you've unleashed the treasure of an entire ancient city to be able to use to your cause.
Oh, many cubic feet.
It's going
Is
to be
my bag of
useful.
holding.
Muchness. Enough to contain this entire room and you in it.
Perfect. We shall begin our efforts of hauling.
Yeah,
Unless
you
someone
can't
would
stay
like-
in the bag of holding. Basically, when you close the bag of holding, there's no air generation, so you basically slowly suffocate. So you can go and
But I can
spend
put people in my bag of holding.
yes, and then they die.
Come inside. Look at this well.
Oh, this looks lovely.
Perfect.
There
It's
is
going to take
about
us a while to haul all this gold. so
there
unless
is
someone's
4
got-
hours of air inside the bag.
See, that's a valid point. If you had a really strong character, you could forcefully put people into a bag, and then
Yeah,
you just kill them.
Eldritch blast them 20 foot into the.
You
bag
could
of
though.
holding.
Right, left a bit,
You
left a bit,
can-
right a bit.
We
It's like
have
that
to try.
circus
the
act.
bag, and we just
Next
have to hold
demon.
it shut for 4 hours.
What if you have a level 20 fighter against you, for instance? What are they going to do if they run out of oxygen? Nothing. Their fighter level does nothing.
Exactly.
You could kill off like practically any strength of a character.
We're going to be living our best lives.
No, they would just. I would allow them to be able to destroy the bag. It's
You
not
would
that
allow them,
infinitely
that's not
powerful.
nice. Damn it.
They must have a magic weapon.
No, if we put a protection of evil inside.
Oh my god. You could. I mean, you can work on it. I mean, even Elminster himself had like a room made out of like a bag of holding, because basically the bag of holding is like a dimensional door or a dimensional hole to a space in space time that you can put things. It's like a little tiny dimensional world. And a greater bag of holding just has a bigger space in it. You can put a lot in there. Beds. Javelins.
I've just found that these are
Yeah. Hold on. I
making
have,
it a bit hard for me. Can
how
you?
many javelins you got? Oh,
this
about
one?
300 javelins.
This one?
I've got a ballista, 2 catapults.
got a bloody cast
Ooh.
on there.
You don't. You'd have to flat pat the catapult
You know?
just before you get carried away. It's got to be able to fit through the opening. The opening stretches wide enough to be able to fit a human in.
Wait a minute. Placing a bag of holding inside an extra dimensional space created by a handy habitat
explodes.
hole, or a
Yeah,
similar
explodes and
item
destroys the universe.
So we're not on an astral plane, though, are we? Right now?
No.
Thank
You're
goodness,
in a Fey realm, basically.
Okay, cool. Because I don't want to open this and then destroy and fire
Yeah.
anything.
So basically, the city was trapped in a dimensional rift, and when Wildessa released it, or when you released it and Wildessa captured you, she took you to the Near Fae, and you're now in the Near Fae, and the Near Fae exists just slightly outside. In fact, you went into the Near Fae to get into the Ice Peak Mountains. That's how you travelled through the rock, is you used the mirror.
Okay.
The mirror. We haven't given that to anyone.
Nope. You can use the mirror to get back out again. Or, if Aleph had chosen the path of the Fame Master, he could have just transported you out.
Oh,
it.
we're going
I'm
to have
not
quite
good.
a few hours ahead of us of putting gold into a bag, so...
Basically, I'd have given you the Fey Wild. I would have given you the Fey Patron, but I'd have also given you the Fey Wild walking skill. If you
Does that mean I
remember
would have got something extra if I went back with the devil?
No. You'd have been forgiven. That's it.
Right.
That's all you're gonna get.
So
Fucker.
instead of power or power, I chose not power.
Yeah, you chose not to go to the path of greater power. Well, it depends now on what you choose. So we need to talk about that afterwards.
Can we start hauling gold, please? Because
I assume this is afterwards, as in like half a week down the line.
I'm tired. My character needs a long rest.
I need a long rest.
You can long rest in the city if you
Not
want.
the character. I need a long rest.
Oh shit! It's 20 past midnight. Oh,
Yes.
I'm so sorry. Okay. You each get 2,500 experience points for today's adventure.
Well,
How many,
how
sorry?
much?
2,500 experience points each.
At the level, I believe.
But
That
when-
demon
when
alone
it-
was worth a shitload.
When it comes to, you know, the amount of gold that we've now taken from the wealth from this place, do you have a rough number for me? So when it comes to spending that later on, you don't go, you've run out of money.
Yes. So basically, just in coinage, you have over 180,000 gold
Okay,
Which
it's
is
in
more
my bag
gold
of
than-
holding, guys. So
than you could ever
I'm now
imagine.
rich and you're all poor.
Is it just gold, by the way? Is there anything else? Can I do a search?
Yeah, no, there's, as I said, just with the coins, it's about 180,000 gold pieces. Though it's all not just all made of gold pieces. There's copper and platinum as well. Just tons of it. Basically, the taxes of a wealthy city from hundreds of years ago.
Okay.
But
I
yeah,
thought it was more like a
Definitely
treasury
paid
room as well with like armor and stuff, but it's just coins in a bag.
this is a treasury, but it's just basically full of wealth. There is lots of jewelry and items in here as well, but not magical items. No, it's not like a repository of toys. But there is
I'm
rings,
gonna
necklaces.
I'm gonna pick up a tiara. Well, I'd like a crown.
There is tiaras, yes.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay.
At
One of the
some point, I'm
tiaras
gonna-
you find, it has 3 red rubies in it.
Perfect.
You put that on. You look very regal.
Thank you.
a
Well, I'm
bit-
a princess.
and
I
a
would
bit
like
pompous.
to look the part.
You're not a princess. You're just
Uh,
the daughter
I
of a
can be.
Jarl.
Thank you very much.
In all the history
Oh.
books and the stories that are told of you in
Going
the
to head
future.
off.
Yes. All right. Okay. See you next week.
See you
Sorry.
next week.
I'm gonna stop
Unless
recording now.
I can get 600